Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations as set forth by the association to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relation with member schools. The athletes, coaches, and officials are guests of the William B. Fisher Catholic High School. You are requested to so regard them and to so treat them in keeping with the ideals of good sportsmanship. In perception and practice, good sportsmanship shall be defined as those qualities of behavior which are characterized by generosity and genuine concern for others. The officials assigned to this game have been selected and assigned according to procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. The officials are referee Bill Bonner, umpire Cody Brewer, linesman Brad Brewer, line judge Tanner Ulmer, and back judge Dave Crum. Their experience and their integrity qualify them for their important part in this friendly interscholastic football game. At the coin toss,
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Fairfield DD, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Personal Touch Party Rentals, North Body Shop, Fairfield Medical Center, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Interface Video Productions High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we're at Fulton Field for homecoming night for the Fisher Catholic Irish as they host a team just right up the road from them, the Millersport Lakers. Millersport comes in 0-7, Fisher Catholic at 1-6. And Shu, let's jump right into it with our Personal Touch Party Rentals pregame show, brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals. Carol and Eric Whittington would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events in Lancaster. They're a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio area since 2003. They would love to help plan your next event, weddings, special events, even corporate events, all with the Personal Touch. They can be reached at 740-689-6991. I mentioned the records, 0-7, 1-6. And let's talk about this Millersport Lakers team first. We had a chance to see them a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of guys stood out to me as guys with high motors, guys with a lot of just gumption for the football. And they were playing that game with some starters out. However, the guys that stood out to me, Brock Wright, just a sophomore. That kid, not very big, high motor. He's after it all the time. And then out of the backfield, Justin Phillips. He's also a sophomore, but a big guy and can run over people.
Well, Coach Trinish had a chance to connect with him this week, and basically he's just trying to get better every week. I believe the quarterback was out.
Yep.
He's supposedly coming back, but, just try to eliminate penalties, understand formations. It's just a whole growth thing since they've kind of rebirthed the program for the last 3 years.
So this is the first time since 2017 that these two teams have played, and when Millersport, you have to imagine that looking at their schedule, especially midway through, and they're still kind of struggling a little bit. Numbers are low. This is a game that they probably had circle on their calendar as one that they can compete in and maybe even have a chance in the end.
The bottom line is when you play teams in the county, too, which are your size, and they're long-term rivals and stuff, you feel like you have a chance. I know Coach Triney really expressed that his concern is Fisher's passing game and the connections between quarterback and Hyde O'Reilly. It's hard to tell. Both teams have had a lot of mistakes this year. Pre-snap penalties, turnovers especially. It's hard to be consistent if you're doing those things. Even here we are in week 8. If that still shows itself.
Well, and let's talk about Fisher. You brought up the personnel offensively. I think if they could take away the penalties and the turnovers, they're going to be in a lot more games. But I think last week, what Miller was able to do to them with run for over 400 yards really put a question mark on that defense.
Yeah, Fisher's defense has not really been very consistent. To be kind, they really haven't. Yeah. They've been able to score and get some things done, but you give up 400 yards rushing in a game, your chances of winning that game are pretty low.
Yeah. So let's talk about personnel for both these two teams. We mentioned Brock Wright, we mentioned Phillips, we mentioned Eichinger, the quarterback for Millersport. How about for Fisher Catholic? You've got Grant Kiefer in the running quarterback, and he's a kid that he's taken a lot of hits this year, but one thing that Coach Timmis has talked about with Grant is he's tough. Yes, the line has struggled at times to block for him. He's taken a lot of hits, but he just keeps on going.
Yeah, he's super competitive. He's grown this year in his maturity, his competitiveness. The thing that he's got to continue to grow in, though, is his decision-making on the field. And that's not easy, especially when you have a situation where you're on the run a lot of times and trying to create. But decision-making from the quarterback spot is just a must.
And as far as other skill positions, they've got several guys. You mentioned Hyde O'Reilly. Of course, we know the talent that he is offensively and defensively, but it seems like when they're clicking the best is when they have O'Reilly catching passes. They've got Peyton Owens catching passes, Simon Messerly out of the backfield. When they get multiple guys involved and they try to get away from that throwing bombs every play and kind of chip away 5-10 yards here and there.
Yeah, the thing they haven't been able to do is run the football, which is one of Luke Timmis's things he wants to be able to do before this season is over.
Our third member of our crew tonight is Marion Royster. He is down on the field. Marion, just an absolute gorgeous night for high school football. Glad to have you with us again. What are your thoughts on this game tonight?
A lot of thoughts, Jared. Thank you again for being here. Just as you said, an excellent night, great night to be out here. I think it's going to be a really tough matchup. I honestly do. I think when you have a couple teams that haven't had a whole lot of success, they come into a game like this, it's probably one that they've had circled on their schedule for quite a while. They think that that's one that they can have a chance in. Fisher Catholic, as you said, has done some really nice things on offense throughout the season. Got to watch giving up the chunk plays on defense. But offensively, I think as long as they're able to continue to put those, short passing games together. They had a lot of success with that. A couple games that we saw them this year. I think they'll have some success. Millersport, again, you've seen flashes, a good play here, a good play there. I think tonight they really need to work on having longer strings of those, 2 or 3 plays of good, consistent football. That turns into 4 or 5 plays, 8 or 9 plays, and then you get to play some successful, complementary football. So should be a good matchup tonight. Looking forward to it.
Another thing that stood out to me 2 weeks ago when we were up at Millersport for that game against Bern Union is they never quit. They were down to 12 guys that night, and guys would come off limping, and then they're like, hey, I got to go back in, and they never quit. And that is the mark of a coach, just these guys buying in for their coach and just trying to build a program.
Well, kids don't go out not to play.
Right.
I mean, they want to play. They're there to play. And you got to admire that they're trying to get it going again. They're what, 15 maybe tonight, and competing. The thing is, and to elaborate on what Marion said, you got to simplify some things sometimes. And what I mean by that is you got to try to maybe win the first half of the first quarter.
Yeah. Seriously.
And so kids don't have to worry about the total big picture. Play a little bit of the game at a time and see if you can get consistent and improve.
Fisher Catholic won the toss, and they elected to defer, so they will kick it off Actually, no, it looks to me like they are going to receive. The announcement was made that they deferred, but it looks like they're going to receive the kickoff tonight. The kickoff is brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. Beautiful night for high school football here in Lancaster, Ohio. Two local teams doing battle in the Mid-State League Cardinal Division. Fisher Catholic in all green tonight, and of course there you see Millersport in the all white with the purple helmets. And Shu, you pointed out when you sent us some notes that they changed up the helmet a little bit. You've got the anchor on one side and
the captain
on the other side.
Yeah, that's a logo change.
And check out the chain going down the middle. That's a cool touch too. Obviously,
that's
you know,
the anchor.
Yeah. I mean, if you got to tie up your boat somehow, right? So
if you've been to Buckeye Lake, you'll know a little bit about that.
So they're waiting for the clock to tick down the final seconds here of pregame, down to 13 seconds, and it will be Millersport to kick it off to Fisher Catholic. Back deep for the Irish will be Hyde O'Reilly on the far side and Peyton Owens, the senior, on the near side. And doing the kicking for Millersport, I believe that is number 20. That is Nicholas Yingling. He played a great game. He and Xavier Grimm both a couple weeks ago had big games for them. So did Aaron Schuster. Aaron Schuster, I talked about the high motor of Brock Wright. Aaron Schuster, he's got a high motor as well.
That's great to hear.
So it will be Millersport to kick it off here at Fulton Field on homecoming night for Fisher Catholic, and we are underway. Kick will go in the direction of Peyton Owens. He takes it at the 11-yard line. Really good kick. Owens looking for a seam up the near side, and he's got a good return out to about the 40-yard line. That's where the Irish will take over. Tonight's Keys to the Game brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability since 1979. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North at North Body Shop. He'll treat you right.
Yeah, we've already talked about some of those things, but for Fisher, it's just taking care of the football. Honestly, they're effective offensively, but you can't turn the ball over and expect to win. And from the Lakers' standpoint, is just establish some consistency of, you know, like I said, play 6 minutes at a time and see if you can be good for 6 minutes.
It will be Kiefer under center. He sends Owens in motion. Owens will take the handoff on the end around. Has a blocker out there. That's Bobby Bennett giving him a nice block, and he gets across the 50, but it might be coming back. Bennett might have had a hold of a jersey. There's a flag in that area.
Turnovers will stall drives. I mean, penalties will kill drives immediately, too.
Yep.
Holding on the offense, be 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. First down. I'm sorry.
So here's the Dagger Law replay, and you'll see it 18 out on the far side. That's Bobby Bennett. Initially, it looked like he had a good block.
You know what I say about those
jersey.
Sometimes. There's a reason why the games are big.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're holding somebody, it sure opens it up.
So 1st and 15 here for the Irish. This time it's Bennett in motion. He'll take it, coming to the near side. And Bennett gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 2 to bring up a second down and 12.
Yeah, well defended right there and good pursuit. You know, Coach Trinish talks a lot about how they're still teaching about recognizing sets and plays and tendencies, watching film, and just trying to educate them generally.
It was Yingling on the tackle. He played multiple positions in that game a couple weeks ago. They were in and out with a couple guys had to fill in at quarterback, and all of them did a really nice job. Here's Kiefer on the keeper, faked the handoff to Ethan O'Reilly, keeps it himself and gets across the 40. Going to bring up a 3rd and about 7. You mentioned that Coach Timmis really wants to try to get a run game established. They've been relying on Ethan O'Reilly, a freshman out of the backfield, and just really nothing of his fault. He's undersized right now as a freshman, and just haven't been a lot of opportunities, a lot of holes being opened up for him. And I'll get to an injury that they've had all season long that really is hurting their running ability. Kiefer out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, and he's got pressure on immediately. That's Schuster, and Kiefer's going to be sacked at the 40-yard line. Getting in there to bring him down was 55. That is Gage Evans once again.
And see, if you're the Lakers, you got to be happy with that right there.
Watch Schuster initially gets the pressure.
Well, he forced
just went right around his man.
Yeah, there was very little resistance to him.
And then that allowed Evans to be able to come in and finish it up. So Owens to punt it away. Rugby-style punt. A boomer inside the 10, and it's going to roll into the end zone. But that was a good punt. If he could have angled it a little bit more to the sideline. But Millersport will take over after that. What they have to feel like is a very good defensive possession.
Absolutely. Now you got to see if you can establish something offensively. You know, Schuster's a 3-year player, and he's been there the 3 years here. He's a senior, so you know he should stand out. And my expectations would be, if I have a player that's played 3 years, he should stand out.
Hey, Mario, I want to bring you in on that rugby-style punt. It almost looked like Owens had it in the back of his mind. I think I might be able to pick that up. Is that one that, you know, sometimes coaches might give the punter, if he's able to, a little leeway to do that?
100%, Jared, especially when you have a punter that's a really good athlete. When I was at Ohio University, we had a punter that wasn't so great of an athlete, Dave Zassadil, you know, punted for 15 years in the NFL, but wasn't the best runner. But you gave him the opportunity, you know, on the rugby-style punt. If no one's going to pick you up and they don't force you to stop running, then go ahead and just get the first down.
Jacob Eiginger on the carry. The quarterback keeps it himself, and a nice run on first down all the way out to about the 28, second down and 2.
You know, the last 5 games, Fisher's given up 47 points a game. I mean, that's a huge number.
The tackling has really been a problem lately for the Irish.
So if you're on the Lakers side, you're thinking we have a shot here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I know that, you know, Irish folks don't want to hear that, but this is a game that Millersport really, truly feels like they have a shot. For good reason. Here is Brock Wright on the carry up the middle. He's got the first down.
Made a good cut. Nice, tough running.
Here comes a dagger law replay here. You see Wright just to the left of Eiginger.
Made a
good eyes, too.
Really good cut. Yeah, his vision, his head's up, looking downfield. Made a nice. It's a very simple cut, but it was effective.
Yeah. Taking a long time to get the play in here on first down. The play clocks are off, so the back judge, you see him put his hand up at 10 right there.
Now he's up to 5.
And, ooh, they did not get it off. No, that was a false start. Okay, the official on the far side.
Offense. First down.
That's one of those where if you're a receiver out there, you're like, come on, are we snapping? And he just kind of went a little bit early.
Yeah, at this time of year especially, those are frustrating penalties.
Backs him up 1st and 15.
I tell you, when it's hard enough to get 10 yards sometimes. You don't need to have to get 15.
Yeah. 3 receivers down to the near side, at the bottom of the screen, 1 out to the right. Eiginger looking to pass. He's firing 1 over the middle. It's caught. What a catch by Phillips, and then knocked away by Peyton Owens.
That was a nice throw.
It was very nice. Phillips, it just looked like he didn't have it from the start, kind of bobbling it. We'll see here on the dagger law replay.
You see him a little shoulder shimmy to fake. He drops it over.
Oh man,
the defender.
Just fingertips, and then
just couldn't quite get a grip on it.
Yeah.
Nice throw.
Really like the play design on that one too, guys. You had to fake the bubble screen, bring the defense's eyes to the potential bubble screener, and had a shot right down the middle of the field. Just didn't execute.
2nd and 15. Eiginger looking to pass deep on the far side. 1-on-1 out there, and it's overthrown. We've got a flag coming in. Is that going to be pass interference on Hampshire? Yes, it is. No, they're calling it on offense.
Pass interference.
So
Offense.
Apparently they called
you guys
it on
want
Wells,
that?
Who was the man?
You want it?
The intended receiver will get the call here.
Pass interference.
I'd like to see it again. I really thought it was a nothing.
Right, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
No call.
You know, I don't want to officiate from here, but
what you're?
Let's see here.
Yeah, we get a good look at it.
Wow, I honestly did not see anything on either one of them. Unless there was something prior to what we just saw. I mean, that didn't look. You hear the officials talking about where they're going to move the ball. 13.5-yard line is where it's going to be.
Getting their tape measure out, aren't they?
If they get the index card out. $7:49 to play here in the first quarter. Eichinger back to pass. He's in his own end zone. A little screen pass is completed, and out across the 20-yard line goes, is that right? I believe right on the reception. No, check that. It was 28. That's Xavier Grimm. But it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for the Lakers. Clock rolls at 7:24 to play here in the first quarter. No score. First possession still ongoing for Millersport. Fisher Catholic punted on their first possession.
3rd and 19 for the Lakers.
Jason Wells will split out to the near side along with Grimm and Phillips, with Wright standing to the left of quarterback Eichinger. Going to keep it himself, cut back to the other side. Eichinger looking for a place to go, and he's going to be swarmed at the 25-yard line by several Irish players. Looked like on the bottom of that pile was Sam Tenza, the freshman leading the tackling for Fisher Catholic.
Yeah, just a good job by the front line getting penetration there, Jared.
So Millersport to punt with Owens and O'Reilly back deep for Fisher Catholic. Going to his left, end over end, got a good roll out of it. And they're going to let it go, and it's going to roll down inside the 40 and be down at the 36-yard line.
I got to throw this at you guys. You know, the last few weeks I've kind of been, why are we rolling the quarterback left and with it's right-handed? Why are we running the punter left and punting right foot?
Mario, you were right there. I mean, that was, you don't usually see that, rolling a punter to the left.
No, you really don't, especially and we talk about, you know, the opportunity that you could have if you could possibly get a first down. That's also the bad side of it is, especially when you're rolling the wrong way, you could have the potential to get the kick blocked. Yeah. And that, you know, creates a completely different set of problems that you don't want. So, you know, there's good and bad that comes with the rugby-style punt. I guess you live and die with it.
Yep. 1st and 10, Fisher Catholic, second possession of the night. Receivers all over the place for the Irish. Kiefer with time, going to be flushed out to the near side. And what a catch by O'Reilly at the 44-yard line, tiptoeing the sideline.
It's a great catch. You know, he's got over 500 yards this year and over 30 catches, so he's really who you got to watch for.
Watch this replay here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Kiefer got past the original line at first. Then I realized it was at the 36, but he was getting close. But, man, what a catch by O'Reilly here.
Yeah.
That would have counted in the NFL.
Yeah, he got both feet in.
He did.
Back to live action. Kiefer again to pass. And he overthrows his intended receiver, almost intercepted by Jacob Eichinger. Just not a very good pass on that one.
Again, like we talked earlier, you know, Kiefer's tough. He's got 10 TDs, but just reading the defense right here.
It almost seems like somebody was not running the right pattern. I mean, you've got two receivers that close.
Spacing is critical in the passing.
With Bennett and O'Reilly both there.
Absolutely.
Something seemed off. 2nd down and 10. Kiefer hands it off to Ethan O'Reilly. O'Reilly gets away from one tackler, and it's going to be a short gain. He did a lot of work to pick up 2 yards. Yingling on the tackle.
Yingling's been very active here in the start of the game.
So we'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for Fisher Catholic. Clock rolling down to 5:30 to play in the first quarter. Still no score here from Fulton Field. Kiefer swings one out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly looking for blockers. Sidesteps one guy and That's going to get him enough for the first down. Really nice run after catch by Hyde O'Reilly.
Yeah, great effort. He's really talented, Jared. Athletic.
Jacob Hyde, you're on the tackle for the Lakers, 1st and 10 for the Irish.
You know, and that's a great job of just getting him the ball early. When you have a good athlete like that, just get him the ball early. It's not much different than a wide run.
Yeah, you don't have to throw it deep every time. I mean, these plays work. Look at that move right there.
You know, and I know Coach Trinish has really talked about his tackling, their tackling.
Yeah.
But that goes with a lot of youth, too. I
Dead
will tell you that.
Ball start, offense, 5 yards, previous spot, first down.
This is one of those things that Coach Tim has talked about with you, Shu, is penalties. I mean, we saw it in the first possession. They ran a play for a first down, but it got called back. This one, you know, they just get a first down, back them up 5.
Yeah, pre-snap penalties in Week 8 are just got to be unacceptable.
Yeah. So 1st and 15 for Fisher Catholic at the Millersport 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. O'Reilly alone to the left. Kiefer looking to pass near side. He's got Messerly wide open. Messerly at the 31 and is knocked out of bounds at about the 28. It'll still be shy of the first down. Messerly, one of the seniors on this football team, you'll see here on this reception.
Yeah, they're rolling Kiefer away. You know, not keeping him in the pocket. Get him out here and get the ball to the receivers quick.
Second down and 7. Ethan O'Reilly stands to the right of Grant Kiefer. Screen pass, a little short pass to Messerly again. Messerly with his feet. And there you go again, Shu. We talked about get it to them early and let them do. They're good enough athletes to let them do the work with their legs.
They are, and you got to get rid of the ball quick.
Yeah.
You know, if you're having trouble, you know, with interior blocking and those things, this solves it.
Boy, that's 2 plays in a row that Messerly has been wide open. Are they putting 2 guys on O'Reilly, you think? I mean, it almost looked like.
Well, you got to cheat that way a little bit defensively.
Here's Ethan O'Reilly on the carry. O'Reilly, nice cut back to the middle, and he's across the 10-yard line. Good pickup on first down.
Yeah, they had a nice hold there for him that time.
Marion, you got to like seeing the freshman like that with the eyes cutting back to the middle.
Yeah, very nice vision there on that run. You know, guys, I also noticed, I think that Millersport defense starting to look a little winded out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, and again, with, you know, such an issue with numbers there, you know, that tends to soften up kind of that defensive line sometimes. You can see Fisher taking advantage of that now.
Kiefer again hands off to O'Reilly, and this time he is stopped in the backfield. Was that Schuster getting in there? 58? 58 and 55 once again. 55 is Gage Evans.
Yeah, Evans blew that up, I believe,
Yes, he
and then
did.
Schuster chimed in with him. That was a good job on their part.
Here's the Dagger Law replay. You'll see it. I mean, he was in there pretty much when.
Yeah, at the handoff right
Yeah.
there. See how he blew that up?
Yep.
It's really good effort from the defensive point.
So 3rd down and 5. Kiefer looking to pass. Lofts one into the end zone. Good effort by Simon Messerly trying to dive for it, but just out of his reach. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. We'll see if they go for it or if they kick a field goal. They definitely have a kicker in Peyton Owens. He had a 33-yarder earlier this season.
4th and 5 for the Irish.
But it seems they're going to go for it. First down marker looks like it's right about the 10 or the 5-yard line.
What is it, 3rd and 5 or 4th
Fourth
and
and
5?
five, yep.
Yeah.
Owens, Messerly, and Bennett down to the bottom of the screen. It's going to be lofted to the end zone and overthrown, intended for O'Reilly. A flag comes in. And that's going to be another pass interference on Millersport.
Well, he had trips over here,
Pass
Jared.
interference. Defense. It might not be a first. We got half the distance. It's at the level going to the 5.5.
See the replay here as they're
5.5.
talking about
I think
it.
it's going to be short. It'll be very short.
Yeah, we can see the defender is not looking at the ball. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You got
And the bad part about that is he was not going to catch that ball.
Probably not. The defender just has to turn around and find the ball.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do.
So Marion, still not a first down though for the Irish.
Yeah, and that's I'm surprised. You don't see that often.
Yeah.
Usually you're used to seeing an automatic first down.
Look at that right there. There you see how much they need. It's less than a yard, basically, is what Fisher Catholic needs.
It's just a few credit cards, right?
Yeah. Tom Russo is on that call, and there's Tom right there. He's on the camera that gave you that shot, and there it is. That's what Fisher Catholic needs for a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's what, that brings up a unique point about the penalty. Interference is not an automatic first down.
Right.
It's a 15-yard penalty, and in this case, it was half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
You got to gain the yardage.
Hey, while we have a timeout here, I want to send a quick shout-out to C.J. Robers. He is a starter for Fisher Catholic on the offensive and defensive line, has played very well, especially defensively this year for the Irish. Having some medical issues. He's in the hospital right now, and I believe he might be watching the game tonight, watching his teammates, and we just want to send our best wishes to CJ, and I know that you never want to miss any games, but especially your homecoming game. So best wishes, and our thoughts and prayers are with you, CJ, and your family as well. We'll see what the Irish do here. 4th down and 1, or less than 1, 2:48 to play in the first quarter. Kiefer keeps it himself and has the first down.
Well, the best thing he did was he got low.
Yeah.
He got leverage where he make sure he gained a yard. Even though it wasn't even a yard.
Immediately bounced it to the outside.
Well, Millersport ran somebody right in over the center at the last second. He saw that, so that's a good read on his part. You'll see the replay right here. Look how low we can't see him.
That's how low he was.
Yeah, hey, good point.
So 1st and goal for Fisher Catholic at the 5. They'll bunch them all in tight again. It's Owens at quarterback now, and we've seen this several times. He'll either keep it and run to the right, or he'll throw a little
Dead
pass.
ball, false start. Good call, Brad. 5 yards from the previous spot. First down.
So they will most likely take Owens out of that quarterback spot now. He's had a lot of success on that play on goal line situations like that. He has 6 touchdowns on the year, 3 passing, 3 receiving. Actually, he's got more than that because I believe he also has a few running, 2 or 3 running on that play. Kiefer passes it out to Owens. Owens inside the 10, and he's got the touchdown.
He got a really good block out here
Simon
by
Messerly?
I think it was Owens. Got him a good block out here.
Yeah, Messerly got the block for Owens.
Yeah, out here on the edge.
Marion, that's right down where you are. Did you get a shot at that block?
Yeah, it was a really nice block by Messerly. Very nice job. Again, just enough to, he was holding on to him, and again, you didn't want to get a holding call, so he let go of him and just nudged him just enough to take him out of the play. And then, good job by Owens also to make a move there at the end of that, at the top of the run, just to get into the end zone.
So it will be Owens to kick the extra point out of the hold of Grant Kiefer. And missed it. Just looked like it didn't come off of his foot the right way. So with 1:53 to play in the first quarter, Fisher Catholic on the board first, 6-0.
Tonight's first half scoreboard sponsor is the Buckeye Automotive family. The Buckeye Honda, Nissan, and Toyota dealerships would like to wish all of the local athletes best of luck this season. Learn more at buckeyecars.com.
So the Irish strike first. What I was going to say earlier, talking about the running game of Fisher Catholic, last year they moved Gage Armstrong back to the backfield. I know Gage, when he was growing up in Biddy football and junior high, he was a really strong running back and played junior high football at Lancaster. When he got to Fisher, he'd gotten a little bit bigger, and so they moved him to the line. They needed some guys on the line. Well, last year they moved him back to the backfield late in the season to be kind of a fullback for Jack Wright running out of that backfield. And then I believe it was week number 8 right here on Fulton Field. He blew out his knee. untouched. It was one of those turf injuries. And he was trying to come back this week. He had been rehabbing all year for a full year and thought about coming back this week. He had been practicing, but he said it just didn't feel right, and so he's going to shut it down and come back for a senior year next year. I think that's probably a smart decision.
I agree with you.
Here's the scoring drive. We have Beth Campetti back with us tonight doing stats.
Yeah, 14 plays, 64 yards with 4 minutes, 17 seconds, and you got a 9-yard TD run. I mean, that was a really effective drive. One of the better ones I'm sure they've had this year.
Yep. Little squib kick. Out to the 30-yard line. Guy still on his feet, going to the right. Trying to see a number who that is. It was an up man because that was a strange-looking kick.
Yingling. Yeah.
I don't know if that was designed. I mean, he just booted it kind of high into that second level of guys. Watch this.
Watch Yingling. It becomes a little elusive. Whether he's elusive or they're bad tackling, I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got to wrap people up and take them to the ground.
So it will be Millersport football, 1st and 10 at their own 48. Pretty good field position here to start this second drive for them. 1:45 to play in the first quarter. Eiginger out of the shotgun, looking to pass. Gives a little pump fake, fires one down there, one-on-one, and it's incomplete, intended for number 28, who is Xavier Grimm.
They had good protection. They actually picked up, Fisher rushed an extra guy, and the offensive line did a good job, gave him time.
Yeah, they did.
He just wasn't quite accurate enough.
Keep in mind, as you're watching this game at home, this is a Millersport team with exactly one senior on it. This is primarily, I mean, really, it's mostly all freshmen and sophomores. Just a couple of juniors in there and one senior. So that, I mean, that's one thing that you know, Coach Trainish has to be excited about is the future.
If the players will stick with it, they'll be okay.
Eiginger hands it off to Brock Wright. Wright trying to get to the outside. Good strong run, even though he only picked up a yard. That could have been dropped in the backfield, but Wright did a good job just getting away from guys.
They made a good effort right there.
Riley on the tackle for the Irish.
Don't have the size exactly for Brock Wright as far as height and weight, but you can see as you're watching him on the field, he's not the biggest guy, but he runs hard.
Well, he's their leading tackler on defense.
And we saw, well, speaking of that, saw him against Bern Union, the game we had a couple weeks ago. Bern looked like they had an easy long touchdown run, and out of nowhere, Brock Wright tracks the guy down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. Here's a completed pass and a hit immediately by Grant Kiefer. It'll pick up 4, make it 3rd down, or check that 4th down, and 5.
Yeah, that's the best throw we've seen.
Make it 3rd or 4th and 4.
Watch him right here. Good footwork. Put it right in the numbers, Jared. That's a good throw.
Yep. Looks like Millersport will go for it on 4th and 4. Scoreboard says 4th and 3. That looks more like 4 yards to me.
I will agree with you.
Game clock rolls down to 15 seconds here in this first quarter. I formation behind Eiginger. And a whistle and a flag. Did they get it off in time? No, they did not.
Dead ball, leg game, offense. 4th down.
Moves the ball to the 49-yard line.
Now
Boy, that's one that's got to be frustrating for Coach.
Yeah. There's a lack of communication somewhere in the system there.
Unless maybe they designed it to try to go on a hard count, but it didn't look like it.
It did not seem like that, did it?
High snap on the punt. This time he's rolling out to the right. He's going to keep it. He's tucked that in. He's decided. And then last minute he punts it away, and I think Sam Tenza might have gotten a hand on it. He might have.
Rolls out of bounds at about the 44.
Marion, that's exactly what we talked about earlier. Those rugby styles, it's really kind of up to the punter, and he faked everybody out. I think it looked like he was going to keep it, and then last second it's like, I'm going to punt it away. Yeah,
and then sometimes, again, it's hard for the punter because the punter has so many things kind of going through their head. They've got to worry about, how they drop the ball, make sure that they strike it cleanly. And, and if you add to that, who's coming, or, is it, the read right that I can tuck in and run? Can I make it? How far down in distance do I have to go? It's just a lot to be cycling through ahead. So I, as you can tell probably as I'm speaking, I've never been a big fan of the rugby style punt. Ironically, sometimes you have punters that punt better that way. I have seen that as well, but it's just kind of a crapshoot. Every once in a while, it'll pay dividends as far as getting an unexpected first down. But you take the good with the bad.
Into the first quarter, Fisher Catholic leads at 6-0. Quickly taking a look at some other games around the area tonight. It is Tays Valley at Bloom Carroll. Tays comes in 4-3. Bloom Carroll 6-1. 4-3 Westerville South at 7-0 Canal Winchester. 4-3 Miller at 5-2 Fairfield Christian. That being played up at Millersport. That'd probably be a pretty good football game. 1-6 Circleville at 3-4 Fairfield Union. 4-2 Grove City Christian down at Byrne Union 2-5. 7-0 Hamilton Township. I tell you, we're in for a doozy when Hamilton and Bloom Carroll meet up. They're at 0-7 Liberty Union. It's 4-3 Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's at 5-1 Harvest Prep. 3-4 Lancaster at 1-6 Reynoldsburg. 2-5 Amanda Clear Creek at 6-1 Logan Elm. And 4-3 Groveport at 4-3 Pick Central. And last but not least, 4-3 Grove City at 7-0 Pick North. So some good football games going on around the area tonight. We'll be checking some scores for you as this game moves on. O'Reilly was just taken off the field. I don't know if he had blood on his uniform. Oh, his knees were showing. That's been a point of emphasis this year. His pants were pulled up over his knees, and the officials said get off the field, and they put in somebody else, and immediately that somebody else is called for a false start.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5 yards, previous spot.
So here's the question for you: does that count as if you have to, if a guy comes off the field for a play, does that count as the play?
I would think so, but since there was procedure, there's no official recording of a play. You see the referees listed here for tonight. That's referee Bill Bonner you've been listening to. Cody Brewer, the umpire. The head linesman is Tanner Aller. The line judge is Brad Brewer. The back judge is David Crum. I'm sorry.
In live action, Kiefer keeps it. Good run. Somebody lost a shoe on the offensive line, but Kiefer picks up about 5. And O'Reilly comes back into the ball game. It'll bring up a second. Oh, he went down, I guess, sooner than I thought. Just a pickup of about 3 on the play. That's Drew Matty, the center, who lost a shoe. And we'll have to put that back on. Unless he wants to punt. That's something you don't see anymore. We're talking about punters tonight in rugby style. You don't see the barefoot punters anymore.
No, you're not going to see that too much. That was more... I can't think of the last one. You say that now that it was.
Carlos for Denver, I think, was the last one I remember in the NFL.
Yeah, I think you're right, Marion.
2nd and 8, Kiefer flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right, going to tuck it in and run, and pushed out of bounds at midfield. Pickup of 3 on the play and bring up a 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 4. Once again, Yangling, we've called his name a lot tonight. He's all over the place.
He has been. Playing that left side linebacker out there, Jared. He's just in on everything. As a sophomore, I believe.
Hey guys, I've been really impressed with the Millersport defense. They've really been flying around tonight. You can really tell eye level. The scoreboard now may not show it, but they've played with some real intensity tonight.
3rd down and 4 for the Irish. Kiefer looking to pass. Again, rolls to his right, comes back to the middle, sees an opening, and runs into one of his offensive linemen, and that's going nowhere. No gain on the play. It will bring up a 4th down for Fisher Catholic right at midfield. That time, give credit to the guys covering downfield for Millersport. There was not a lot open out there.
No, he had some time, as you see here, and then he just gave up on it. Tried to make something with his feet. And Millersport stayed home.
Yeah, and that's tough as an offensive lineman, too, when that happens. To not go downfield, to where's my quarterback? And you saw it right there. He just kind of ran into one of his offensive linemen.
Well, they do not have eyes in the back of their helmets.
Right.
So, from that standpoint, they're just doing what they're usually doing.
Owens comes on to punt it. Rugby style. He's going to keep it. He's got the first down across the 45. Takes a big hit. Knocks him out of bounds. That hit laid on by Jacob Eiginger, but Owens with the first down run. Or I guess it was Yingling on the tackle. I thought it looked like Eiginger over there. Watch this.
Yeah, he jetted out of that
Yes, he
punting
did.
formation.
And then right here, boom. Yeah, that was Yingling, wasn't it? Yeah, Nicholas Yingling, number 20. That was a big hit.
Yep.
But perfectly legal. He was still in bounds when he
Yes.
got him. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Kiefer to pass. Swings it out to O'Reilly. And another flag, going to be a hold on Bobby Bennett, and this one's going to come back.
Got a hold. Put that one, check. Got a hold. Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down. He called it out.
Here's the replay. You'll see it. That's that play we saw earlier where Hyde was able to gain several yards.
Yeah, once he's away from your body,
Yeah.
you cannot extend your arms.
Well, and really, he was blocking him into his runner.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, Jared, fouls usually are called in sports because of what they look like.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was holding it,
Yep.
even if he wasn't.
And that's a big one. That backs him up 10 yards. It's going to be a 1st and 20. Same play, opposite side. This one goes to Owens. Owens gets out of one tackle and gets up to about the 49-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play.
I like the quick throws, Jared. Getting it to Owens and O'Reilly out there. And this is good. I mean, that's as good as a run, Jared.
Yep.
I know you need 20 yards now due to the penalty, but that's still good. Let your playmakers play. Yeah, he delivers it right
It's
here.
Yingling again, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, no, right there.
right there.
13. Wow, that was
Owens delivered.
Jason Wells. Kiefer on the run. Kiefer up across the 45, still on his feet looking for blockers. And Grant Kiefer all the way up to the 40 of Millersport. That's a good run on kind of what looked like a busted play. Picked up close to 10 yards, 15 on the play.
Yeah, that's impossible to defend. And that's a good job by Kiefer, just committing early.
Yep.
His decision-making in the first half has been really good. It has.
He's gotten a lot better at not just throwing when there's nothing there.
No, sometimes, you know, we talked about this last week when we had the game, is sometimes the best pass is an incomplete one.
Right.
Or a positive run like he had.
Yeah. So 3rd down and 5 after the long run by Kiefer. Back to pass, again has pressure, flush to the right, lops one out there to O'Reilly, but it was overthrown and almost intercepted out there. I think if there wasn't contact after the play, or I think that might have been intercepted.
Yeah, good job by O'Reilly.
Yeah, just kind of become a defender there.
Yeah.
See here on the Dagger Law replay.
Yeah, just a little long. He's trying to drop it in,
Yeah.
you know, over a defender and before a defender, and that just is tough.
So the scoreboard says 4th and 5. The down marker says 3rd and 5. I'm going to go with the down marker because the official's right over there on it. Kiefer back to pass. Hits Messerly. That's going to be a short game, but not enough for the first down. And maybe that was 4th down because here comes the defense for
It
Fisher
was.
Catholic.
Well, if you remember last week, we had Groveport kick a field goal on 3rd down.
Wow.
And no one caught it, Shu.
On purpose? Or?
No one caught it.
Except us.
Wow.
So mistakes do happen by the officiating crew as well.
do.
We saw it last week.
Yep.
But did they make the field goal?
No, they did not.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Coach Westcamp was totally poised about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because
The
I would've-
sarcasm just dripping there.
I probably would have tacked another 15 on.
if not gotten thrown out, right, Shu?
Well, I don't know about toss, but
Coming around the far side, that is Jason Wells, and a good job by Kiefer getting back in the backfield and bringing them down.
Well, the best thing they did there is just string that out, you know, horizontally across the field. And Kiefer came up from his safety spot or wherever he's playing over there on the corner or safety and made that tackle. We'll see here.
It looked, at that point, it looked like he was going to have some running room, and then out of nowhere, here comes Kiefer to make that tackle. For no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Lakers. Clock rolling at 7:35 to play in the first half. Irish up 6-0. Out of the shotgun. Eiginger with some running room, and a flag comes in, and this one might be coming back.
From the line of scrimmage. Got a hold. Offense, 10 yards from the previous spot, 2nd down.
What we have is, in the situation, again, we have somebody getting wide, and the blocker has the defender getting outside of him because his shoulders, you know, aren't on his outside shoulder, and he cannot reach with his arms. It's evident to the official. And we had the same exact thing right there with the Millersport player. You either have to just give it up so you don't get the penalty.
Right.
I mean, and you know what it is? They're trying to do well, is what it is. It's not for lack of effort.
Right.
But you have to have recognition.
On 2nd and 20, Eiginger out of the shotgun, looking to pass. Has pressure, screen pass. He hits Xavier Grimm, and Xavier Grimm gets out of one tackle and gets up to near the original line of scrimmage at the 37-yard line.
That's a nice little play for a nice gain because screens are hard to coordinate and run. You have to have discipline of your linemen.
Right.
And just the whole timing thing, and the quarterback has to have some poise because he's having people come at him that have been unblocked.
Yeah, guys, just to add to your point, take it from a guy who did a lot of perimeter blocking in college. There is an art to it, you know, and it's really a matter of just, you know, keeping your hands inside, as you said, Chu, not getting them extended, but making sure that they stay in the breastplate. And if you're getting beat on the play, just making sure that you let go. It's really a technique that has to be learned.
3rd and 10, Eiginger looking to pass. He's throwing deep down the near side, and it's going to be picked off by Bobby Bennett. 2 guys were out there. Bennett takes it, and he's got some blockers in front of him. Bennett to the 20. Inside the 10, and finally brought down at about the 4-yard line. Getting him was Xavier Grimm. What a job by the Irish blocking. Is that a flag or is that the beanbag? That's a beanbag for the interception, I believe.
Was it for the spot?
Yeah. So watch the blocking that takes place as soon as. Oh, there is a flag.
After the interception, blocking it back. Return team, 10 yards, spot the foul. Spot the foul.
Let's see if we can see the block of them back here. That's what the call was. Right there, yep. That's, I don't know. I mean, that's.
Maybe he moved him out of the way. I don't know.
So the 10-yard penalty backs him up to the 35.
Penalty brings the ball back.
7 or 3, either 7 or 3.
They said 7 or 3. There is no 3 for Fisher Catholic. So 1st and 10 Irish after the interception. 5:56 to play in the first half. It'll be Irish football at the Millersport 35-yard line. Kiefer sends Bennett in motion. He'll hand it to Ethan O'Reilly right up the middle. And O'Reilly sees the hole and moves forward for about 8 yards.
Yeah, Fisher Catholic has not shown that much this year, where it's just, you know, a straight dive handoff with a fullback. And they caught Millersport off guard.
So 2nd and 2 coming up. O'Reilly stands to the right of Kiefer. Kiefer pump fakes, looking downfield. Messerly is wide open, underthrown, but Messerly did a great job of hauling it in. If he hits him in stride, that's his 6 points easy.
Yeah, he's on the run, and you know what I liked about Kiefer that time? He kept his cool.
Yeah.
The receiver fell down that he had in the flat.
Right, yeah.
And, all of a sudden, we'll see the replay here. I thought he did a great job of just keeping his poise.
He does a really nice job of throwing on the run. And that's the middle infielder in him as well, being able to move different arm angles.
You do, and when people are coming after you, you have to run.
Here's Owens. Owens trying to get out to the outside and did not get the block he needed, and he's going to be brought down at the 7-yard line by number 11 for Millersport. That's the quarterback, Jacob Eiginger.
And guys, call me crazy, but I think Bobby Bennett on that one had maybe kind of something in the back of his head about the holding calls that we've been getting throughout this game, because it looked like he, again, not that I'm questioning his effort, but it's hard just as a human nature just to not, put all that into it, because you don't want to get called another time for a holding call.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2nd and goal from the 7. Kiefer hands it to Bennett. Wow, that was almost fumbled on the exchange, and somehow Bennett is able to bring it in and run it in for a touchdown.
Well, congrats to him. I mean, if I can't block without getting the penalty, I'll just run for a touchdown,
That was not a very clean exchange.
That was a little inside handoff.
Watch
again.
this.
It's a fake
so
pitch.
Fake the pitch, and then he's a little far away. Oh, man.
Look at that. It's on his hip.
Wow. That's where the gloves, the sticky tack on the gloves come in handy. Fisher Catholic going for 2, and O'Reilly can't haul it in. Good defense there. The ball is underthrown. Good job by Jacob Eiginger. So with 4:13 to play in the first half, it is Fisher Catholic 12, Millersport 0. Here's the replay of the touchdown once again. Fake the pitch. Hand it to Bennett coming around. Oh, man, that was, and look coming right at him. Cash Inman was like, come on, go ahead and drop it. I'm right here. So the Irish take advantage of the turnover by Millersport, and they take it down and score to go up by 12 at 12-0.
You mentioned Cash Inman. I was talking to Coach Trunch this week, and he talked about Cash Inman plays every play in the game. Offense, defense, special teams. And he said he grades out high every week.
Wow.
And that's a tribute to him and his effort.
Checking some scores from other games. Fairfield Union leads Circleville 21-0 in the second quarter. It's Logan Elm over Amanda Clear Creek 14-7 in the second quarter. No score listed from Bern Union and Grove City Christian. Lancaster leads Reynoldsburg 13-7 in the first quarter. Miller leads Fairfield Christian 7-0 in the second quarter. Bloom Carroll over Tays Valley 21-0. That one in the second quarter. Hamilton Township leads Liberty Union 15-7 in the second quarter. Here's our scoring drive.
4 plays, 35 yards, 1:43, and the 7-yard TD run by Bobby Bennett.
So Peyton Owens back on to kick it off for Fisher Catholic. Bouncing kick, taken in the middle of the field, right about the 28-yard line. It was Xavier Grimm on the return, and he picks up about 7 to the 35, and that's where Millersport will go on offense with 4:09 to play in the first half.
Here's the thing with Millersport. They haven't scored, Jared, for a couple games now. And they've just got to develop some kind of way to get it consistent here and get a drive. You've got 4 minutes to go. That's plenty of time with the clock stoppages with first downs. But a lot of that, I really believe, is mentally.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that. At some point, I know they're young, and we'll see their schedule here. And
Millersport takes a timeout,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and look at those schedules for both these teams. Here's Millersport's.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the last 2 games. They haven't scored a point.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are tonight. They haven't scored again. So I don't know what it was on the 16th, how many they scored. But, this is at least 10 quarters now. You haven't scored, and all of a sudden it becomes inside your mind as much as it is actual.
Right.
They've got Fairfield Christian next week, and then they go to a Rosecrans team. And you saw the score of the Fairfield Christian Rosecrans game, 61 to 58.
Was there any defense played at all? couple records set in that game. Well, not set. They got into the record books with Danny Blair running for 462 yards, I believe it was.
Something
and then Bernath, the quarterback for Rosecrans, threw for over 400 yards. I mean, that one must have been just a shootout.
They should have good track teams this spring, right?
Yeah.
Then you see Fisher Catholic, you know, they've got the game with Byrne here next week. And, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe tonight will give them a little more confidence.
Out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for Millersport. Eiginger pass out to the near side. That one just looked like it didn't come off of his hand right. It was intended for Phillips. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit surprised with knowing that Fisher Catholic gave up over 400 yards rushing last week at Miller, that Millersport hasn't tried to run a little bit more with Phillips, who's a big burly back, and also with Brock Wright, who's a little bit speedier.
Yeah, they just haven't shown that propensity the whole year. So, you know, maybe Coach Trent is just trying to play to their strengths right now. You know, you have a receiver that's, you know, has over 400, you know, Wells has over 400 yards receiving this year.
And again, I'm going off of one game that I saw from Millersport. That was against Byrne Union. They ran the ball pretty well. And here, maybe this is why. They tried to get a run here with Brock Wright. And Hyde O'Reilly and Simon Messerly are right in there in the backfield to get him.
Yeah, Fisher actually on the defensive backfield and on the corners, Jared, here are very athletic. You know, their linemen are just young and improving. But watch here. I mean, there's just good pursuit.
Yeah.
You know, there's really no resistance to the players out here on the perimeter.
Brings up a 3rd down and 13 with 3:30 to play. I would expect Coach Timmis maybe to call a timeout if they hold him here on 3rd down. And I think there was some movement early.
Dead ball, false start, offense. Still 3rd.
So it does go on Millersport. It's going to back them up 5 more yards. 3rd down and 18 with 3:18 to play in the first half. How often you see that? 3:18, 3rd and 18.
If it was March the 18th, we're super happy, right?
I would be. It would be in my sport. See what the Lakers do here. Out of the shotgun, Wright will stand. Brock Wright stands just to the left of Eiginger. Jacob looking to pass. Good catch out there by Yingling. Or check that, Xavier Grimm, I believe it was, 28. But once again, good defense by Fisher Catholic. Yep. And again, it's Simon Messerly. No, check that, that's Hampshire. And unfortunately, Xavier Grimm stayed down. See the replay here. So you see Hampshire here and Sam Tenza wrapping him up. Yeah, I think he might have fallen on the ball, maybe lost his wind. Hopefully that's all it is.
That's not a very good feeling.
No. Hey, while we wait for this this injury timeout, I know that it was cross-country senior night here tonight at Fisher Catholic. It's also homecoming night, but last night was senior night for their volleyball team, who's playing very, very well so far this season. They honored their seniors. We have some footage of that from last night. Their seniors on this Fisher Catholic volleyball team, Ellie Bruce, Ava Gundelfinger, Abby Kruner, and Caitlin Watson. They are undefeated in the Mid-State League Cardinal. They've got 1 game left. That's one game in the league left. That's with FCA next week. FCA, ironically, with just 1 loss, and that was to Fisher Catholic, at Fisher Catholic earlier in the season.
Wow.
Yeah, so watch Ellie Bruce. Good set right here. Watch Ellie. Wow. She's going to be a force on the basketball court as well for Coach Ben Bethel. And she just recently announced she is headed to Hillsdale College next year. Be interested to see if she chooses volleyball or basketball. I know her sister Ava Bruce is currently playing volleyball at Rio Grande. So I think she is leaning toward basketball. But looking at that, maybe the volleyball coach might be in her ear a little bit too.
I would. Yeah, Hillsdale's in that state up north.
Yep, you're right.
Yep.
Division II,
Yep.
playing the GMAC.
It's a good conference.
Yeah.
Super competitive.
Good to see Xavier Grimm walking off under his own power.
Yeah, about the last thing that Millersport needs is an injury.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, guys, I was just thinking myself how difficult it would be to keep a depth chart when you only have like 13 or 14 players. And I mean, it's got to be, okay, this guy moves here, so we got to move this guy here, and this guy moves here, as opposed to just having, the next person up underneath that position. Couldn't imagine. So hats off to Coach Junior.
Well, the game that we did a couple weeks ago up at Millersport when they played Bern Union, their starting quarterback was not playing that night, and they had to go with their backup, and then he got injured for a couple plays, and they went with his backup. And so really it was just eeny, meeny, miny, mow your quarterback right now. On fourth down, they'll punt it away. A really good punt. Going to take a Millersport roll all the way down inside the 20-yard line, real close to the 20. So Fisher Catholic going to have 218 and about 80 and a half yards to go to try to score before halftime.
It's a 50-yard punt.
Wow. So the Irish will go on offense. I know for Coach Timmis, he would desperately like to get another score here before halftime because they go on defense to start the second half. See a shot there of number 33, Brandon Watson, on the sideline. He is actually the nephew of Bob Campetti. Fisher actually added a couple players this week, Brandon Watson and Dashel Neighbor, who's number 25. And here's a busted play. Peyton Owen's going to keep it, looking for a block, trying to get outside, and now he's coming back to the near side, and this one's going nowhere.
Peyton Owens, ball carrier.
You saw, we were talking about Brandon Watson. His sister was one of the seniors on the volleyball team that was honored last night. But, shoot, that's an interesting dynamic. You're probably maybe watching at home, you're thinking, what, they added a player in week 7? But when you've got rosters this small, if there's a guy that comes into the coach's classroom and says, hey, I'm interested in football, hey, let's go.
Yeah, you wouldn't turn them down.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be difficult because of just all the conditioning and the learning and all that. But, yeah, you give a kid a chance.
Well, and both those guys will be seniors next year, and the hope is that they would come out as
Wow.
seniors. Look at this run by Kiefer. Kiefer breaks free. He's got one man to beat. Brock Wright is out there, and Wright holds him up long enough for some players to come and help him. But a great run by Grant Kiefer on second and a long way, 2nd and 18.
Yeah, he showed his toughness right there.
And a Millersport player is down, but let's see this run. Gets some blocking.
Just relax.
Yeah, he just ran through a little bit of contact there and then just turned it on. Watch him protect the ball here, Jared, at the end. A really good job of making sure.
I tell you, this is one aspect of Grant Kiefer's game that I think he recently realized that he's pretty good at, is running the football. Because early in the season, he wasn't doing that. He was, maybe forcing some passes, but he's really a good runner.
Again, I think it's that decision-making process. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
There's an old phrase that says, he who hesitates is lost.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate. If you make the play, you make the play. And like you said, there were some times maybe when the decision to throw it wasn't as good as maybe it should have been. I like him coming out of there running.
Yeah. We're hoping that this is just a cramp out on the field right now, right about the 30-yard line. And with 1:21 to go in the first half, we'll go ahead and tell you that coming up at halftime, you'll see the halftime band show brought to you by Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory and Monuments. Family-owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. Halftime band show will also be brought to you by Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do too. The difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So that'll be coming up in just about a minute and 21, the band show.
And as a reminder, you can find live and past games on our YouTube channel. Just search for CLN, your hometown connection, on YouTube to find games and other local programming. While you're there, make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any action. And also, if you're on Facebook and X, once called Twitter, check us out on those social media platforms as well. Just search for Interface Video Productions.
1st and 10 for the Irish with 1:14 to play and counting here in the first half. Clock rolls out of that injury timeout. And movement early. Wow.
Dead ball. False start.
It almost
Ask
looked,
them if they want to start it on the snap or ready.
it almost looked like everybody moved except for the center.
I think
the
you're
ball
right.
was not snapped.
It's one of those illegal
First down.
procedures on 10 people.
Fisher breaks the huddle quickly as the clock rolls at 1:02 now. 1st and 15. Bennett in motion. Kiefer looking to pass. He's firing one out to the far side and intercepted. Brock Wright has it at the 30, coming the other way to the 40 at midfield and brought down. But a flag comes in. That's going to be on the return. But that's definitely not what you want if you're Fisher Cat. That was well underthrown and a good job by Brock Wright.
Yeah, that just wasn't very well executed.
Right there.
They said block in the back on the return.
Yeah, he's under
Block in the
definite
back.
pressure.
Return team. Be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's going to be first down.
O'Reilly did
17.
everything he could to become a
Goes for it.
defender there.
And that's my clock, Dave.
So possibly the only saving grace for Fisher Catholic on that one is the penalty, because Millersport is going to have some really good field position after the interception.
Yeah, they've actually, you know, as the phrase goes, shot themselves in the foot tonight a lot with penalties.
Yep.
From the offensive end, Jared.
Irish up 12-0 with 47 seconds to play in the first half. Millersport with the football after the interception. Eiginger. This is a design keeper all the way. He's got some blockers out here. And finally bringing him down. Alex Snoke from that defensive tackle position brings him down. And Fisher Catholic now will take a timeout with 39 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to, I mean, or at least it hasn't shown so far, they're able to get out on the wings on the perimeter on Fisher's defense.
Yeah.
They're just really athletic, and they've been quick to the ball tonight.
Snoke is, even though he's a defensive lineman, he's got some speed. I mean, he's not a big burly guy, and he was able to get out there away from the blocker and make that tackle. It was a pickup of just a couple on the play, going to bring up 2nd and 7, 39 seconds.
I mean, you saw the Miller game. Was most of it interior running and
Yes.
of that nature?
Yes.
See, because I'm impressed with their ability to extend,
Yeah.
push people out wide in the pursuit of football.
Yeah, Miller had a really big burly back, and he's just going right up the middle,
Yeah.
and that's why I mentioned Phillips, because I saw him against Bern Union a couple weeks ago with a lot of success going up the middle, and he's kind of that same size, same style back as what Miller had last week. But like you said, that's the coach knows better than we do, and I only saw
Absolutely.
one game. So
Yeah.
2nd and 7 here with 39 seconds to play in the first half. Fisher Catholic does have 2 timeouts left. So does Millersport. Eiginger.
Pressure.
Long snap count, going to keep it himself up the middle, and he's going to be brought down. This time, Simon Messerly, who's the leading tackler for this Fisher Catholic team. He's got 67.5 total. 35 of those are solo, and he's got 11.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Messerly right there on the read.
Really good to see Messerly at full strength this year. When he came in as a freshman, he had a really good year and just has battled injury ever since then. And as a senior now, he's been able to stay in there. He did get injured one game toward the end, but he only sat out half the game. But you're kind of seeing what he's been capable of had he been able to stay away from the injury bug.
Well, he sat 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
I know Coach Temmis is very proud of him and the effort that he made to come back to play here his senior year. And you got to give a kid credit when he puts that time and effort into rehab.
So, Mario, I want to bring you in here to talk about, we've talked about injuries. We talked about Gage Armstrong, the running back, who had a non-contact injury on this field last year. And the thought process that as a player, I mean, what's going through your head thinking, do I come back now or do I wait till my senior year? I mean, you always have to have it in the back of your mind what happened to you.
Well, yes, you have it in the back of your mind what happened to you, and that's a very tough decision that you're talking about, Jared, because this time is precious. This is time that you do not get back. You're you'd only get 10 possible games a season, maybe some more if you get to the playoffs. So every game is very important. But at the same time, when you're a junior, you do think about that senior season. You think about wanting to be at full strength when you go into it. So I think he's making the right decision.
Fake reverse here, back to live action, and Eiginger going to be wrestled down right about the 30-yard line. And Fisher Catholic, Coach Timmis will take another timeout as a 4th down will be coming up with 23 seconds. So Fisher Catholic calls the timeout. Here's the replay. It was a fake reverse.
Again, look how it gets strung out. It looks good initially, but the Fisher Catholic pursuit just keeps coming.
Once again, Messerly and Kiefer in there. Looks like Kiefer really trying to get that ball away.
Yep.
You could see him yanking on it.
Now Riley's trying.
You just wonder, though, how much time they gave up by holding him up. So to bring up a 4th down and 4 with 23 seconds showing on the clock, Fisher Catholic is out of timeouts. Somehow the scoreboard went back to 11. There's 2 touchdowns, 6 points, and 6. Sure, you were a math teacher. I'm not good at math, but even I know that's 12.
I don't know who's keeping the clock.
Low snap, gets it off the ground and gets it away. Fair catch called for and taken by Peyton Owens at the 39-yard line. 18 seconds on the clock.
Now that time we did not have the running punter.
Right.
Straight traditional punt there.
I'm pretty sure the snap had something to do with that one, guys. Wisely just making sure that he got it off as opposed to trying to pick it up off the ground and take off on the corner.
So Fisher Catholic out of timeouts. They're either going to have to go deep or a couple of short passes to give them a little bit more room to maybe heave one to the end zone. Well, now we're losing points again. Now we're down to 10.
Quit talking about it. They're going to keep subtracting points.
First and 10. Now it's back to 12. And you hear the student section and the cheerleaders giving them a big cheer. Kiefer out of the shotgun and whistle on a flag. And a false start.
Dead ball, false start. Offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. First down.
You talked about Millersport shooting themselves in the foot. Boy, how many times has Fisher Catholic shot themselves in the foot?
I just hate to harp on it, but you just can't have pre-snap penalties. I mean, we kind of understand that early in the season and all those things, but at this point, you're talking 14 penalties.
We're told in our ears that both teams each was 7 points, and this is what you don't want if you're Coach Timmis. Your quarterback to get sacked and you have no timeouts left. Clock rolls down to 7 seconds. Will they try to spike it and get one more play? Down to 3 seconds, and he does spike it with 1 second showing on the clock. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 from their own 35-yard line with 1 play to go here in the first half.
Well, you just don't want to do something silly here. You've had a good half. You've tossed a shutout defensively after giving up a lot of points the last couple of weeks. Just take it and be happy with it.
It'll be Messerly, Bennett, and O'Reilly split to the near side, down to the bottom of the screen with Peyton Owens out to the far side at the top of the screen. It's going to be a short pass to Bennett, and it's overthrown, and that's how the first half will end. So the Irish pitch a shutout defensively, but not much going on offensively. They lead at 12-0 here at halftime on homecoming night. We're going to take a quick timeout. We come back, we'll have the halftime band show brought to you by Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Fairfield Federal. Stay tuned. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Fairfield DD, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Personal Touch Party Rentals, North Body Shop, Fairfield Medical Center, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
Bay Food Market is Fairfield County's source for high-quality, locally sourced meats. The meat case is always full of quality fresh beef, pork, gourmet burgers, and gourmet brats for you and your family to enjoy. Bay Food Market cures and smokes their own hams, bacon, and sausage. Visit Bay Food Market at the corner of Maple and Walnut Streets in Lancaster and discover the Bay Food Market difference. Open daily 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed Thursday and Sunday. Bay Food Market, proudly serving Fairfield County families for more than 90 years.
Hi, I'm Christine Simmons with the United Way of Fairfield County. Our mission is to utilize all resources to achieve the greatest impact on our local needs, and this can only be accomplished by local support and generous donations from businesses like Buckeye Toyota and Buckeye Honda's Buckeye Cares program. That means Buckeye will make a donation to the United Way with each vehicle sold. From all of us at United Way, we say thank you, Buckeye, for all your support.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sammy McGill, son of Brad and Camara McGill. He participates in soccer, basketball, and tennis. He is also a member of the Interact Irish for Life Club and Student Council. Now, presenting our sophomore attendant and escort, Angelina Guevara, daughter of Angel and Lexmar Guevara. She participates in volleyball, cheer, and tennis. Her interests are music, fashion, and science. Escorting Angelina down the field is sophomore Caden Delabar. Caden Delabar, son of Samantha and Jonathan Delabar. He participates in football and enjoys farming and racing quads. Now, presenting our junior attendant and escort, Jessica Thomas, daughter of Paula and Daniel Thomas. She participates in Irish for Life, quiz team, drama club, and marching band. Escorting Jessica down the field is junior Luke Owofabue. Luke Owofabue, son of Eno and Amy Owofabue, participates in band and quiz team. His interests are reading and arts and music. Now, presenting our first senior attendant and escort, Jada Dixon, daughter of Rachel and Josh Dixon. She participates in basketball, softball, and soccer. She is a member of the Irish for Life Club, Interact Club, and Student Council. Jada is also a member of the National Honor Society. Escorting Jada is senior Caden Anders. Caden Anders, son of Chris and Brandis Anders. He participates in soccer and plans to play tennis this year. In his spare time, he loves to play disc golf. Now, presenting our second senior attendant and escort, Ellie Bruce, daughter of Jared and Lindsay Bruce. Ellie participates in basketball and volleyball. She is the captain of the volleyball team and participates in club volleyball, AAU, and Irish for Life Club. She is also a member of the National Honor Society. Escorting Ellie down the field is senior Peyton Owens. Peyton Owens is the son of Melissa Owens. He participates in football, basketball, and baseball. He enjoys travel baseball and showing his pigs. Now, presenting our third senior attendant and escort, Ava Gundelfinger, daughter of Joseph and Eileen Gundelfinger. She participates in volleyball as well as softball. She is also a member of the Irish for Life Club. Escorting Ava down the field is senior Nathan Cryle. Nathan Cryle is the son of Charlie and Rachel Cryle. He participates in soccer, cross-country, track and field. His interests are playing sports, fishing, and hanging out with his friends. Congratulations to our homecoming attendants. Right now, our senior council advisor, Mrs. Katie Gillum, is presenting our senior attendants and escorts with wrapped bouquets. We ask now that each senior unwrap theirs, revealing the bouquet with the red rose. And the homecoming king and queen of 2023 Fisher Catholic is Ellie Bruce and Peyton Owens.
Congratulations, Dad. Oh, yes. It's all me, really. Let's be honest. If it wasn't for, she would have never been here. Excellent. Dressing her and coming up with what outfits to wear.
Where can I find advanced heart care?
When you choose Fairfield Medical Center for your heart care, you'll find confidence in our expertise and peace of mind in our compassion. Your health is important, and our heart and vascular experts specialize in the latest technology and treatments to keep you feeling your best. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
Swing into the Carriage Company and check out our sweet deals.
If you're looking for the best selection of clean, quality used vehicles, look no further than the Carriage Company. You'll feel secure with your purchase, knowing all vehicles undergo an extensive safety and service check prior to the sale. And all vehicles can be viewed online at carriagecompany.com. The Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
So wait!
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
I really like Fairfield County because we're just a great mix. We're not so isolated that we don't have resources, but we're also small enough that it's a real community. And I will say that I don't think I've ever seen or worked in a place where so many partners in the community come together and are truly collaborative.
I've been working in Fairfield County for over 20 years, and I've had a variety of positions within the county. Being a smaller county, I've been able to get to know the service agencies better and people that work within that. So I've always had those opportunities to be creative, to think out of the box. And through those collaborations, we've been able to really build some wonderful programming for the youth and families.
I think that everybody is really community-minded, and they're really focused on, within the system of mental health care, they're really focused on getting people access to the care that they need and making sure that we're serving the people in Fairfield County.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
Central Ohio, home to thousands of businesses, large and small, each with owners and employees working hard to make their businesses work. We're the Savings Bank, and we're here for your business. When you call, we answer. When you email, we reply. And when you need a business loan, we get moving. Because in a market of thousands, we keep our eyes on your business. The Savings Bank.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Bloom Carroll Bulldogs.
Great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
You'll be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Fairfield DD, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Personal Touch Party Rentals, North Body Shop, Fairfield Medical Center, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
And we're just about set for second half action as Fisher Catholic will kick it off with a 12-point lead. Hope you enjoyed our halftime festivities. We want to say congratulations to Ellie Bruce and Peyton Owens, the 2023 homecoming queen and king for Fisher Catholic. And that's Peyton Owens kicking off there. A short one will be fallen on at the 45-yard line by Millersport. Let's talk real quick about that first half. Little recap. Really, if you're Coach Trainish from Millersport, you got to be very pleased with that first half. Take away some mistakes and some penalties, but 12-0, they're right in this football game.
Yeah, defensively, they've done a pretty good job. Overall, Fisher's had two nice drives, though, too, that consume time and, not the kind of drives that they haven't really had those recently. So from that standpoint, they've done well. Millersport defensively has been fine, but they just can't seem to get any rhythm offensively.
So Millersport will be going on offense to start the second half. 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line, trailing 12-0. Got some interesting scores going on around the area tonight. We'll get to those as the second half moves on. Flag immediately on first down, and Alex Snoke comes in and sacks the quarterback at the 34-yard line.
They decline it. Illegal formation, penalties declined, second down.
So illegal formation, and they'll take the result of the play, which was a big sack by Alex Snoke, loss of 10 on the play. And Marion, I tell you, Alex just shot through there and like he was untouched for that sack.
Yeah, he really did. He's had a really nice season, and showed that amazing quickness and burst on the ball that he's shown throughout, and made a really nice play on that one.
And believe it or not, Alex is a senior. This is the first time he's ever played football. First year he's ever played.
Wow, I would not have believed that.
Yeah. 2nd and 20. Eiginger passing downfield long. He's got a man out there, and he hauled it in, but then knocked it away. And knocking it away was Leo Hampshire.
Yeah, really nice job by Hampshire right there, getting a hand in.
Yeah, Jason Wells had a step on his defender and had the ball, but Hampshire just knocks it away. We'll see here on the Dagger Law replay.
Yeah, this is the best pass Eiginger's thrown, in my opinion, tonight. Yeah. At least ones of length. I mean, he put it out there, Jared. And look where it delivers. I mean, you can't hit a guy in the numbers any better than that at that distance. And Hampshire did a good job of making a play on the ball.
3rd down and 20 here. There's Queen Ellie Bruce with her parents after being crowned queen tonight at halftime. Short pass, screen pass to Brock Wright to the 40, and it'll be wrapped up and thrown down right there. Hyde O'Reilly, the initial stop, and then a host of other Irish players get in there to finish it up. So 4th down upcoming and 14. And a punting situation for the Lakers. Back deep will be O'Reilly and Owens. And to punt it away for Millersport. Is that Grimm? No, it's number 20. That is Nicholas Yingling. It's another bouncing snap, but Yingling does a good job to get it away. And Owens muffed it. Was he able to fall on it? Still loose out there. We'll have to see who falls on it. And Millersport thinks they have it. We'll see what the officials say. Still haven't made a call, and it is Millersport football.
Big play.
Real big play for Millersport. Owens had to come up to try to field it, and it went right through his arms, and then it was just a scrum from there.
Well, let me ask Marion something, because my perception of this, and involving sports in general, is you got to get your feet under the ball to catch it. Marion, did you ever catch punts?
Yes, I did. Caught punts all through high school and kickoffs in college, but not punts. But, no, you're exactly right, Shu. You really have to have your body underneath and completely square. Owens would have done better just to get away from that.
Yeah.
You know, I know sometimes you really want to make a play on the ball, try to get there as fast as you can. You have to know enough to say, hey, I'm not going to get to that one. Even if it takes a bad bounce, I'm going to let it go.
Right. Once he saw that it was shorter than he originally thought, just let it go. Here's a handoff to Brock Wright around the right side. And that's going to go for about 3 yards. Stop made by Simon Messerly.
Simon's just all over the place defensively. He does a great job.
Yes, he does.
He seeks the ball, as they say.
Second down and 7. Clock rolls at 9:50 to play in the third quarter. Want to, well, we got a little stoppage here for a shoe being tied. Thank everybody who's watching live tonight. And Marion's parents are actually watching, and they've commented. They're very proud of Marion and the career that he's put together outside of football, obviously, and inside of football first as a player at Ohio University, and, of course, a very good football player at Heath High School. All-state, right, Marion?
Yeah, I won All-State Son of the Year because it took me about 12 text messages to have my dad figure out how to get the game on his television. So I earned that, I guess, today. And what do I get for it? A shout out, you know.
There you go.
So that's fine.
Third down and 6 upcoming for the Lakers. Clock rolls at just under 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Deep shotgun for Eiginger. Going to pitch it out to Wells, trying to go left side. Wells, a good job breaking tackles. I don't think he has the first down, but he's close.
Showed some speed, used the total width of the field.
Yeah, he did. He's going to be short by, looks like 3 yards. Yeah, they'll spot it at the 30. Needs to get to the 27.
I was ready for you to say short by that much.
Here it is. He gave a stiff arm there.
Yeah, he did.
Just ran out of real estate over on that far side.
Well, he was in motion before the play. And just a little pivot and pitch. Showed some speed there.
So 4th and 3. Here's some people yelling out, watch the ball. Fisher Catholic has had a bad habit of jumping off sides on hard snap counts. They don't do it this time. Direct snap to Brock Wright. Or no, check that. It is Eiginger, and he's going nowhere. He's sacked deep in the backfield. Forward progress will take him back to the 35. That's a loss of 5. And Fisher Catholic will take over on downs.
Yeah, and have a chance.
Simon Messerly again on the tackle for the Irish.
And, guys, if I didn't know any better, I would swear that the Lakers may have been confused on that snap count because it looked like half the line didn't move when the ball was snapped, and the reason why the Irish were able to get in there so easily and make the play in the backfield.
Yeah, as you're saying that, we were watching the replay, and you're exactly right. I mean, they did not move. So 1st and 10 for Fisher Catholic. Handoff to Ethan O'Reilly. O'Reilly's got some blockers out there. O'Reilly across the 40. Good run by Ethan, a first down run out across the 45.
Yeah, really good job on the read going between the two blockers right there too, Jared.
Hey, Marion, your dad says that you did run a few touchdowns for a few punts for touchdowns.
Maybe. That was about 25 years ago at this point.
He probably still has them on VHS tape if you want to go.
He probably does,
and
we'll probably cue it up for you if you asked, I'm sure. So I'll just leave that one alone.
Here's Bennett. He gets up near midfield to about the 48. Bring up a second down. And 7 for Fisher Catholic.
Now, I'm obligated to say, guys, that my sister Melody was the real athlete in the family.
Is that right?
6 state championships.
Wow.
Yeah. Track star and ran at OU, hurdler and sprinter. She was something else.
That is impressive. Kiefer's pass complete to O'Reilly. O'Reilly breaks a couple tackles, still on his feet, and gets out to first down yardage to the 42.
Yeah, he made a really good catch, Jared, with his hands right there. Showed the ability to snatch that ball out of the air.
You know, we've talked a lot about O'Reilly and Messerly. They both took visits last week to Denison to watch the football game and check out their facilities. Hyde has kind of switched gears in the last year. He's really become a stellar football player and is kind of thinking along that line for the next level. When in the past, it's always been basketball for him. Still a very good basketball player, but kind of thinking football maybe.
Well, he'll sort that out, and if you go to Denison, it's going to be an old Fisher Catholic coach up there, and Jack Hayden.
Yep. 2nd down and 4 coming for the Irish. Brock Wright had the tackle for Millersport. Here's Ethan O'Reilly. Ethan O'Reilly cuts back to the middle. Looked like there might have been a gap to the right, but he cuts back to the middle. I think he might still have the first down.
He did a really good job right there pausing.
Yeah.
You know, don't be impatient as a back.
Jack Hayden was a class of 79 graduate, and he was in class with Jim Spires, who's one of our camera guys. Our top camera, which you are watching right now, is Jimmy Spires. He was a grad with Hayden, Coach Hayden. Kiefer going to keep this one. He's got all kinds of pressure. Somehow he eludes it and just does get back up to the line of scrimmage. There's Jim. Does he know he's on camera? Can he give us a wave? There it is.
Steady, Jim, steady.
I'll tell you about the rest of our crew here after this play. 2nd down and 11. Clock rolls under 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Millersport, they're coming full out.
Gives it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly has first down yardage and more, dragging guys with him up across the 25. No, he doesn't have first down. I forgot. It was double sticks there. And so he's up near the first down marker, but we've got an injury on the play. A Millersport player is down. And that's Gage Evans, who we called a lot in the first half. He had a really good first half defensively for Millersport.
Well, we have a moment. Let's say thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive in Lancaster.
Our Interface Video Productions crew tonight. Down on the truck, Bob Competti, Josh Messerly, Shane Messina, and on stats tonight, Beth Competti. There they are. Shane on the left. There's Beth's hand going up. We got to get a shot of her.
Best looking one in the bunch.
Yeah. Shane on the left, Josh in the middle, Bob on the right. Of course, sporting the Cleveland Browns jacket. I think he's going to suit up and play quarterback this week.
Yeah, he'll probably decide to play.
Yeah. There's Jason Roush. She's in our mid-level camera in the middle of the bleachers. There's Tom Russo down on the field, bringing you all that action right down up close. And then, of course, Jimmy Spires up high tonight on the top camera. That's our Interface Video Productions crew. And Shu, I'm sorry that I missed last week. Of course, I was with watching the Irish play down at Miller, but I heard that there was a special video montage last week.
Yeah, it caught me off guard. As I said, you dirty dogs, they did. It was fun. You know what? It brings back just even more positive thoughts and memories for me. And like I said, of all the people I get to work with you and Marion now, and goes back to Tom Starr and Jim Competti and Jack Greathouse, and just all of the years and all of the crew, all the guys here tonight, and all the people that done. It's not like work, Jared.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Shu, this is 25 years for you, right?
Yeah.
25 years Tim has been doing this, and you've kind of gone through transition from the field, right, up to the press box.
Yeah.
I mean, you were down in the elements a lot.
Had a blast. Did some things, you know. I mean, back when, you know, at least I saw that picture last week, and I know some of their people shot. I actually had dark hair, and Marion even said it had waves in it.
I do witness to that. I saw it.
I don't remember that.
Wow, this is a busted play. It was taken away. Wow. On the handoff, it was like he handed it right off to the opposite team. Aaron Schuster was right there to take it. I've never seen anything like that.
No.
That was unbelievable. He went to hand it off, and Schuster was there just as quick as the running back, and he just took it. Watch this on the Dagger Law replay. Wow. He was trying to get it to Owens. It almost looked like Owens was being tackled before the ball got to him, but Schuster just takes it away.
Nah, he's been great tonight.
And look at the speed the big guy has.
Well, I tell you, that series, Millersport really was going all out, Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to force Fisher to do something else.
So, again, one of the keys that we talked about, that Coach Tim has talked to you about, penalties and turnovers. And again tonight, penalties and turnovers killing Fisher Catholic.
Yeah, it's hurt them offensively.
Take a look at some scores from around the area tonight. A lot of games going on. Fairfield Union all over Circleville, 42-0 running clock there in the fourth quarter. It is Fairfield Christian leading Miller 21-14. That one has picked up some scoring. The last check that I saw was halftime 7-7. So Fairfield Christian over Miller 21-14. It is Logan Elm over Amanda Clear Creek 21-7. That was the last score update in the second quarter. Lancaster and Reynoldsburg tied up at 20 in the third quarter up at Reynoldsburg. Bloom Carroll leads Tays Valley 42-0 in the third quarter. It's Grove City Christian all over Byrne Union 28-6 in the third quarter. Hamilton Township leads Liberty Union 28-7. That one also in the third quarter. So,
well, as we're winding down, you know, this is week 8. You know, we'll probably take a look here at the computer.
Yeah.
You know, Region 7 here.
After this play, we'll get a look at some playoff pictures and where people stand.
First and 10 for the Lakers.
After the turnover, it'll be first and 10 for Millersport. Eiginger looking to pass and overthrows his man just a little high. So taking a look at some playoff pictures.
It's going to be in two parts here. This is Division 7, Region 27, as you can see. Very, very tight, but Reedsville's really got a big lead up there. You know, they're almost, you know, point and a half ahead of Beaver Eastern for second place. So we've seen River before. We know how good they are, but look at Fairfield Christian in there, right in fifth.
And then on down the line a little bit, if Fisher Catholic wants any shot, they have to win out, which is a tall task. I mean, you got to win tonight. Then you've got Byrne Union next week and Grove City Christian to finish out the year. Here's a completed pass out to, that's Jason Wells on the far side. And he's up across the 40. They'll mark it at about the 38, bring up a third down.
And here's where we're talking about the top 16 get in. That game next week for Byrne and Fisher is just a critical game.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, regardless of your season, you still want to get in postseason.
Right, right. So that's Division 7, Region 27. I don't know if we have slates for the other regions, but we can talk about those because a lot of teams in the area with legitimate shots to get into the playoffs. Fairfield Union is another one who, if they win out, they could get in.
And when I saw their schedule this week, they can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's going to be an impossible situation for them.
On third down, a pass across the middle. It's intercepted. It was overthrown and intercepted by Leo Hampshire, and Hampshire brings it out across the 40. The pass was intended for Nicholas Yangling, and it was too high, and Hampshire did a nice job bringing it back.
Big play here for the Irish.
Good concentration by Hampshire as Yingling went up high to try to bring it in. And Hampshire concentrated, brought it in, and brings it up to the 43-yard line. That's where Fisher Catholic goes back on offense with 4:53 to play in the third quarter. Kiefer gives it to Ethan O'Reilly. Ethan gets up to about the 44, 45-yard line. Short gain, and the flag comes in very late, way back, away from the play. O'Reilly and Brayton Carter for Millersport had some pushing and shoving. This might be both sides.
Dead ball, sportsmanlike, defense, 15 yards, added to the end of the run. That results, first down.
So it does go against Millersport. A 15-yarder gives Fisher Catholic the first down. Puts it all the way up to the 40 of Millersport. First and 10 for Fisher Catholic. Kiefer back to pass, straight drop, looking down the middle of the field. He's got a man wide open. Oh, Simon Messerly. He saw the goal line, and I think he just took his eye off the ball as he was looking at the goal line.
Yeah, great throw by Kiefer, though.
It was.
Put it on the money on the run. That's all you can do.
Marion, I don't know how much hair Coach Trainish has, but after penalties like that and after turnovers, this is a game that they are right in with a shot. He's got to be very frustrated.
Right, and that again, Jared, that's why it's probably just so nerve-wracking again, because this is a game that they're in that they can. It's to be had. It really is. We're late here in the third quarter, and they're right in it. And a couple plays go here and there, and they stop shooting themselves in the foot.
Yep.
They can be right in it.
Second and 10 for the Irish. It's a handoff to Ethan O'Reilly right up the middle. O'Reilly still on his feet. He's got a first down. What a run by Ethan O'Reilly. That play looked like originally he was supposed to go right. He saw the hole to go left. He saw a little hole to the right and just cut back.
He does a great job keeping his head up, seeing the openings, and then he's shifty.
Yeah, he is.
He's really shifty.
First and 10 after the run by Ethan O'Reilly, the freshman. Younger brother of Hyde O'Reilly. Clock down to 4:09 and counting here in the third quarter. Fisher Catholic leads at 12-0. Here's O'Reilly again. No, Kiefer going to keep it himself, going left side. And it's a short gain. Give him 3 on the play.
And guess who made a great play out there staying home? Yingling.
Yeah.
He did. He did a great job.
There's the Dagger Law replay from Tom Russo's camera.
He got the fake. He's got him beat. And look who comes up and gets him.
Yep.
Right there.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yes.
A little hand tripping him up like that.
Great job by Yingling.
Second down and 7. Here's O'Reilly. O'Reilly across the 20-yard line, and he may have another first down. It's going to be close.
Now, they created a really nice gap right there for him to get through.
Is there a penalty?
From where?
I don't see a
Oh,
flag.
so end of the
there
run,
is a
end of
flag.
the run, still be second.
No, it'll be, he did get a first down on the run.
Oh, he did get still, it won't make any difference. It'll still be second. Got block in the back, pass the ball, it'll be from the end of the run on the offense, second down.
I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah.
If he got the yardage.
And it's a block in the back.
At the end of the run?
Moves the ball to the 28-yard line.
I don't know. So second down and 10 for Fisher Catholic after the penalty, after the good run by Ethan O'Reilly. Kiefer lofts one to the end zone. This time it's caught by Simon Messerly. Beautiful pass and a beautiful catch.
That's why you got to have a short memory, Simon.
That's right.
You catch the next one. Great throw by Kiefer.
Right on the money.
Yeah, he's been really accurate tonight, Jared.
And like you said, too, good job by Messerly to forget the last one. You got to have that 10-second memory. He knows to be a goldfish and flush it.
You got it.
Peyton Owens on to kick the extra point. Watch this replay. I mean, hit him right in stride.
Yeah. Like I said, he's been really accurate tonight.
Yep. Extra point is up, and it is good. So with 3:11 to play in the third quarter, Fisher Catholic boosts their lead to 19-0 as you get a shot at get a look at the Fisher Catholic student section. It's America, red, white, and blue night tonight.
It's always a good thing.
So talking about some other playoff pictures, Division I, Region 3, Lancaster right now checks in at number 11. That's a region where there's only 17 teams.
I know.
I mean, only one team is not going to make the playoffs.
But
so essentially, if you're coaching one of those 17 teams, you're like, guys, we're playing in week 11.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're playing, you're coaching for 11 weeks at least.
Yeah, here's the key to that whole thing at D1, in my opinion. I got to speak to the coaches about it. They would like it to be just 12 teams. They kind of feel like when you're 13 to 16, you're kind of going slaughter, you know, in that first round, because those top 4 teams are pretty doggone good. But from 5 down, it's a little shifty.
So do you think that the OHSAA would ever go 12 for Division I, but
no
more for the lower divisions?
I don't think so. I look at it for a couple reasons. Number one, they like it to be all the same.
Yeah.
And secondly, the money.
Yeah. There's the scoring drive.
Again, those are 3 good drives. 6 plays, 57 yards, only a minute and 45 seconds.
28-yard touchdown pass from Kiefer to Simon Messerly. On the return, it's going to be a host of Fisher Catholic players making the tackle. On Peyton Owens' kick, there's Miss Henry. She has been around at Fisher Catholic for years and years, throwing out some free T-shirts to the crowd. So, Tim, talking more about the playoffs, you know, I can remember it used to be 4 teams, then it was 8. Then it went to, did it go to 12? And then one year, the COVID year, it went to everybody. Everybody made the playoffs.
And I think after that, they just decided, you know, we'll make it 16, give opportunities to kids. And like I said, they do make money. I mean, not that that's the only thing, but it is more productive for schools and opportunities to make some money.
Now, as a basketball coach, that, you know, you're being the basketball side, you know, sometimes you're missing out on players for a long time when they make those long tournament runs. But if your team's good enough, it would happen anyway, regardless of how many are in it.
Exactly. And, you know, my whole thought on that whole thing is I like Millersport kids. I used to tell them, people go, you like them playing football? And I said, listen, if they like to play, I want them to play.
Sure.
And I'll tell you one thing football does. It teaches you to get knocked down and get back up. And in every sport, you're going to get knocked down some way, and you got to learn to get back up.
Well, I can tell you as a baseball coach, I'm watching almost my entire team out on the field tonight, and every time one of them gets hit, I cringe a little bit, you know.
Yeah, as long as it's no major injury, you know, they need to learn to compete.
Here's a pitch out to Brock Wright going left side, and Wright's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. He fumbled. Ball's loose on the field. O'Reilly falls on it. Hyde O'Reilly falls on the fumble. I think he actually created it too.
You're right. He dug it out and then fought for it on the ground.
So Fisher Catholic will go back on offense with 2:13 to play in the third quarter. In Division III, Region 11, as you see the replay here.
It's kind of hard from this angle, but watch him dig it out here.
Yeah, just before he got a knee on the ground.
And he was scooping and scoring, Jared.
He was.
He was not thinking about a good recovery.
But good job by Brock Wright. I mean, he rolled and rolled, did everything he could to try to get it back. 1st and 10 for Fisher Catholic. Kiefer to pass. Long pass down the far side. Again, it's Messerly. No, this time it's Owens. And it's incomplete. Good coverage out there on the far side. I believe that was that Brock Wright over there? 3? Yeah, it was Brock Wright on the coverage. So good job by him.
You know, that's a normal situation right there where you try a big play.
Right.
You know, the ball's been turned over. There's a lot of emotion.
Yep. So in Division III, Region 11, Bloom Carroll currently sits at number 3 behind Bishop Watterson and London. So they are obviously going to make it in there, winning big tonight. They've got a tough one coming up with Hamilton Township.
Well, that's going to decide it next week.
Yeah.
You know, they're both going to be undefeated.
And Hamilton is 7-0 right now.
Yes.
They're number 5, 2 spots behind Bloom Carroll.
That'll be huge.
Yeah. In Division 4, Region 15, Fairfield Union, as we mentioned, they are at 20th right now. If they win out, they can get in.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I looked at the schedule, and, you know, sometimes it doesn't mean anything, but they've played Hamilton, Bloom, and Logan Elm in a row.
Wow.
So they've got the rest of the league to possibly gain some wins.
Third down. Kiefer, nice pass out there. What a move by O'Reilly, sidestepping. He's still on his feet. O'Reilly inside the 5, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds right about the 4-yard line.
Wow.
What a play. And there's an injury on the field for Millersport, and a couple of Fisher Catholic players with some good sportsmanship checking on him before the trainer gets out there. And unfortunately, I think that's Yingling.
Ooh, hope not.
Watch this replay here. That was the sidestep there.
Well, this is a little Fred Astaire for those old enough to know. Woohoo!
And then right here, it almost looked like, is he going to, oh, he stepped out right there at the 6. But he did a good job. Even though he was out of bounds, he dove for the pylon. Look, they gave him all the way up to the 4, but his foot went out at the 6.
He's tremendous in space.
Yeah.
He really is.
Well, the good news is it looks like it may just be a cramp for Yingling. Let's go down on the field. Marion Royster has some special guests that he's going to talk to.
All right, thanks, Jared. Yes, I'm here with, first and foremost, our homecoming queen, Ellie Bruce. And then we have a couple of her teammates, our senior volleyball players. We have Ava Gundelfinger. Did I say that right? Wonderful. Okay. Abby Kruner and Caitlin Watson. So first and foremost, girls, thanks so much for, taking a few minutes to talk to us tonight. Ellie, I'll, start with you. First and foremost, congratulations. Were you surprised when they called your name?
Yes, I was, yeah.
So why were you surprised?
Just because it was a good group of girls that were up for the same thing, so didn't know. I felt like it was close between all of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it was, well deserved and everything. So, for the weekend, anything special, as far as the homecoming dance and dinner and anything like that?
Just normal dinner and dance. Yeah.
Awesome. So, shifting gears, just talking about obviously volleyball, you guys have had an amazing season and really just an outstanding career, as you've been going through it. What would you maybe attribute, some of your success to, Ava, as you've, been coming up?
I think we've just built all a great relationship with each other as teammates with our whole entire team over the past years, and I feel like our bond has really shown our strengths throughout our game, and we've just improved each and every day.
And Abby, I'll ask you, was there a time, when you guys were maybe 7th, 8th, 9th grade that you thought you had a chance to really, really be good as a group?
Yeah, I think from the beginning we've always seen a lot of talent in our class, and growing up we've adapted to it and grown with it and grown with each other.
And Caitlin, I'll ask you, you guys have a chance to do really something special. You've already done several things special, but so far an undefeated season. You guys have been, spectacular. How has the feeling been to go through the season undefeated thus far?
It's really exciting, in the big tournament games and the big rivalry league games, we have the energy, which helps us a lot to get through each game.
That's great. That's great. So speaking of, rivalry games, you got a big one coming up against Fairfield. And if I am hearing right that they're undefeated as well. No, they have one loss to you guys, right? Yeah, that's great. So, so what are your thoughts going into that game and how big that's going to be?
Just keeping our confidence and staying focused during practices and just focusing on our goal to just win as we know how we can, so play our game.
Wonderful. Obviously, win or lose, you'll go into the, postseason with really big, high hopes and things like that. What do you expect to happen, or hopefully, a lot of success, but what's your motivation going into the playoffs?
We're really motivated. We think we can get pretty far if we keep up the consistency and how we're playing. It's energy that gets us through each game, just being same momentum throughout the entire time.
Well, I know you've given, the student body and the community something really, really great to cheer for and be excited about. So we're excited to see what you guys do for the rest of the season. Congratulations. all of you. And Ellie, congratulations on being homecoming queen. All right, thank you guys so much. Back to you, Jared.
Great job, Marion. And I can, I really like the question that he asked Abby Kruner when he said, at what point did you guys know that you might have had something special? And because I know her dad, Bob. He's on my baseball coaching staff. And I can remember when Abby was in junior high and Bob said, hey, there's a group of girls, basketball and volleyball, they are going to be something special when they get to high school. And sure enough, I mean, so she hit the nail on the head. They knew that, if they stick together, they work hard, sky's the limit.
Yeah, you never know, Jared. But like you said, I really believe if you do the right things and you put the effort in, it will eventually pay off for you.
So while the interview was going on, you still saw the shots of the play on the field. I tell you what, Ethan O'Reilly had a really good possession. That drive really was the Ethan O'Reilly show after his brother made the nice long run. He did a great job on several runs, and this one right here, just a toughness, just willed himself into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that's just really a lot of drive by him and sniffing the goal line, as we say. Making sure you're going to score. I love watching backs like that play.
So it'll be Peyton Owens to kick it off. Irish now lead at 26-0 with 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. Owens squibs it, and it's loose on the field. It's going to be recovered by the Irish. Coming away with it, was it Simon Messerly? Again with the big play.
Simon says. Tell you what, he's been a force all night.
Watch this. It's a hard rolling.
Yeah,
that's tough to field.
That is tough.
He did the right thing to just try to dive on it. And then Simon Messerly just comes in and falls on it. And here's the Irish right back to work. A long pass downfield to O'Reilly. O'Reilly's got it into the end zone for the touchdown.
I can't believe how he kept his body up from the knee touching right there.
Right.
Again, just great will.
Irish starting to pour it on right here, up 32-0. They've started to play pretty well here, and they've got some help from turnovers as well.
Yes.
But like you said earlier, Millersport turned it over, and what Fisher Catholic tried to do a deep ball. The same thing right here.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good time to try that.
It is. It's just like a shark in sensing blood in the water.
Yeah. So the extra point will be an untimed, obviously. The time ran out on the last play, so they'll kick the extra point on this end, and then we will head to the fourth quarter. Extra point is up, and it is good. So as we head to the fourth quarter, we will have a running clock as the Irish are up 33-0 on Millersport. Watch the replay here.
Kiefer's been on the money tonight.
Watch this run.
Great throw. Watch Ohio. I cannot believe he did not go. He did not get a knee on the ground.
Wow. Marion, you are right down there on that. I mean, was it as impressive on the field as it was for us up here watching it? I don't think he can hear us, but that was, look at the jubilation there from O'Reilly.
6, 0, 1, 4, 3.
I know what it is. He didn't hear us because he's listening to the numbers being called for the
there you go.
50. That was the previous drive, the 2-yard run by Ethan O'Reilly.
Yeah.
It was 5 plays, 33 seconds off the clock.
That's not a drive. That's a. There you go. It's a one-play scoring play.
Yeah, not a drive.
It's like being in the garage and you start the car. I mean, it's not a drive.
Right. So Owens to kick it off again. Again, it's a squibber onto the ground, takes some bounces. This one's going to be Wells on the return. Wells back to the middle of the field. Wells on the loose. He's got a couple men to beat out there, and finally bringing him down that's number 11 for the Irish. That's Joey Ellis on the stop.
Wells is just a sophomore. He's got over 400 yards receiving this year. Plus, he's shown some speed, Jared.
Good job by Wells. Got some blocks.
Yes.
And then Joey Ellis tracked him down. Had some help from Ethan O'Reilly and Peyton Owens. But this Millersport team's not going to give up.
No, I think they've battled this half,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Just like you said, they turned the ball over. A couple great passes from Kiefer to receivers. But effort-wise, they're lacking nothing.
Coach Timmis now has some few extra guys, different guys on the field, as we have another, looks like cramp over on the far side from Millersport.
And since that scoreboard's been clicking here, let's talk about tonight's second half scoreboard sponsor. It's Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. More information can be found at buckeyelakemarina.com.
So one of the other divisions we didn't talk about, Division 5, Region 19, Harvest Prep right now at third in the region. Amanda, Clear Creek, and Liberty Union struggling a little bit. I think Amanda, if they could have won out, would have had a shot, but they're struggling tonight.
Yeah, it's, coming back from a winless season is tough. And Coach Saum, hopefully we'll get to see him.
There's a good look at Leo Timmis, who he and his wife Jane, not only are they celebrating 50 years of marriage tonight, but I heard his wife just won the 50-50, and they were crowned honorary homecoming king and queen.
That's great.
At halftime. Both graduates here at Fisher Catholic. 1st and 10 for Millersport, I formation. Phillips, the first man through, right up the middle. And he is going to be wrapped up, gang tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
And I know Jane, smart as she is. There she is.
There's Jane.
Yep.
Definitely makes some good cookies.
And she will not give that money to Leo. She's wise.
Should we got a score update from up at Reynoldsburg. Lancaster now leads by 1, 27-26 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
2nd and 10 for Millersport.
From the 33-yard line.
Eiginger again with Phillips and Wright flanking him. Eiginger looking deep down the far sideline, and it's caught at the 10-yard line, and a flag comes in as well. They're going to probably decline that because it's a nice catch to the 10.
Yeah, good job coming back to the ball.
Pass interference. Decline.
Luke Carnes was on the coverage.
First down.
That little shoulder fake. Watch the receiver come back to the football. It's a really fine catch.
Seen some very close pass interference on both teams tonight. 1st and goal from the 10. Eiginger again looking to pass, has pressure. Fires one over the middle, almost intercepted. Jaden Scott had a hand on it, almost hauled it in. Alex Snoke checks back into the ball game for the Irish.
Jaden Ramsey Scott.
2nd and 10 for Millersport. Clock rolls at 9:17 to play in regulation.
2nd goal for the Lakers.
Another score update. Miller and Fairfield Christian are now tied up at 21 in the fourth quarter. Eiginger, long snap count, again looking to pass. Has pressure. He's just going to tuck it. No, he's going to pass it, and it's almost intercepted again. This time Carnes kind of went right into his gut.
I thought he had some room to run.
I did too. I thought he was going to keep it.
Yeah, from here.
Luke Carnes on the breakup for the Irish.
Brings up a 3rd and goal from the 10.
As you said, Millersport's going to have all of this team back.
Yep.
Except for one player.
One player.
And then hopefully they have some other players.
They do have a junior high team, so they'll have some guys coming up. Eiginger, look at the pass, has pressure, a little screen pass out there. Phillips, he'll be brought down by Gavin Stewart at the 5-yard. That's a huge mismatch. I can say that. I know that for a fact. I'd say Phillips might have 100 pounds on him.
He's a double Gavin.
Hey, he got him on the ground, Jared. That's all that matters.
Here's the Dagger Law replay. Justin Phillips, nice job on the catch. And then here's Stewart.
Great tackle. Perfect form, Jared.
We got some help in there by number 17. That's Austin Brown coming in to help out. 4th and goal here from the 6-yard line. Eiginger, look at the pass.
Coming with pressure.
Keep it himself, and is he still up? Yes, he is, but he's finally brought down. I think Alex Snoke tripped him up enough to where some other guys were able to come in and help bring him down.
He just didn't have much of an opportunity, really, to try to figure out where he was.
Caden Delabar in on the tackle for Fisher Catholic. And so the Irish will take over on downs. Good job by the second team defense. After a big penalty, they were able
watch
to.
Here.
They bent but didn't break.
They've been really good tonight, Jared. I realize Millersport hasn't scored and has had some trouble, but Fisher has hung in there.
Yeah. Clock rolls down to 7:08 to play, and we've got another injury. That's the quarterback. That's Jacob Eiginger. Uh-oh, he's holding a knee. And it almost looked like before he even finally was on the ground, he kind of tripped up a little bit. So they'll check him out. We certainly hope he'll be all right. We've already talked about, how tough it is when your roster is that thin anyway. You see over on the sideline they have 4 guys available to go in.
Just enough for a game of euchre over there on the side.
He's working it out, so hopefully he'll be all right. He is walking off under his own power. That's great to see.
Well, we talked about, this is the first time Fisher's played since 2017 against Millersport.
Yep.
Millersport had 3 seasons of no football, Jared.
Right.
And then to rejuvenate the interest, Coach Treinish came back to his alma mater here and has, put 3 years in. And, there are some things they've done well tonight. But just as he spoke to me, they're just young and inconsistent at times. So, if they'll hang in there, some things will come their way next year.
1st and 10 for the Irish. Jacob Welsh in at quarterback for Fisher Catholic. Out of the shotgun, will fake the handoff to Joey Ellis. Going to keep it himself, going left side. And he loses yards there out to, looks like the 8-yard line. This is really the first time we've seen second-team offense all year for Fisher Catholic, and this is going to be some, they definitely need to get some work in, because as you see with Millersport even, one guy goes down, the next guy's got to be able to step up.
Yes, and there aren't that many to step up.
You're right. Welsh on 2nd down at 11. Hands it off to Joey Ellis. Ellis, nice little cutback. Ellis up across the 10-yard line. Not a lot of yardage, but a tough run by the freshman. He's got some shifty moves. He's got some quickness, too.
Change of speed, change of direction.
Give him about 4 or 5 on the play, because it was 2nd and 12, and now it's 3rd and 8. So a good positive gain for Joey Ellis. Brings up a 3rd down and 8 with the clock down to 5:58 and counting here in the 4th quarter. 2 receivers to both sides for Fisher Catholic. Welsh out of the shotgun. Going to keep it. No, he's going to look to pass. Now he's going to tuck it in, and he's going to be brought down at the 8-yard line. Loss on the play. So that'll force Fisher Catholic to punt from their own end zone. Clock rolls down to 5:21 to play. Owens comes into punt. He will be standing in his end zone. Back deep for Millersport, be number 13. That's Jason Wells to return it. High snap goes over his head, out of the back of the end zone, and that's a safety. Owens had no shot at that one. So the Lakers are on the board with 2 points, and they'll get the football here.
And guys, I had a good look at Coach Timmis on that one. He had a big smile on his face, but you know he had to be thinking, oh my gosh, we just gave up a shutout by a snap over the head, and now it's 2 points for the other team. But good sport about it.
Well, and here's the other thing too that I'm sure he'll address. Not going to be very happy about. That's the punt team that's the first team. So I'm sure that that's not something that can be attributed to non-experience. They punt. They've punted quite a bit this year. So just one of those things that happens. So now they're going to be forced to kick it off from the 20. And back for Millersport. Again, as Wells. We've seen him with some good returns tonight. Also back there is number 20, Nicholas Yingling. Or is that? I think it is Yingling. Good to see him back in. Or no, that's Brayton Carter over on the far side. Owens this time kicks it deep, way over the heads of Millersport. They need to get back and get on it. And it will be Wells. He'll just down it at the 20-yard line.
There you go. Pick up 60 yards.
Yeah. So Millersport goes back on offense at the 20. With the running clock here after this first play from scrimmage, we will get to our players of the game, one from each team tonight. I see Shu over here frantically taking notes, and I could see the wheels turning in his head.
Yeah.
Just told in our ears that Kathy Shoemaker watching the game tonight. Checking on you, Tim.
I guess I'm glad I should have somebody doing that,
On first down for Millersport. I believe it's a new quarterback in the game. Or no, Eichinger did come back in. And the pass is complete, but a knee on the ground. That only gains 1 yard. So let's get to our players of the game. Let's do Millersport first. Our Millersport player of the game is brought to you by Bay Food Market. Stop in at Bay's and check out their weekly gourmet burger and brat selection and shop their full-service fresh meat case. Bay Food Market at the corner of Walnut and Maple Streets in Lancaster since 1932. Have Tim tell you about it in just a minute as it's a deep ball down the field, and lots of contact out there. It's going to be a pass interference on Fisher Catholic.
What, Jared? I think the player's been most consistent, and we've talked about him from the beginning of the game till now.
Pass interference, defense. It's going to be a first down.
Here's the replay. Then we'll come up with the player of the game for the Lakers.
Pretty easy call there.
Yeah, that was just way, like you said, too much contact.
Yeah. I'm really hoping this score.
Another guy down for Millersport with a cramp, but go ahead and let's get to our Millersport player of the game.
And we've talked about him, like I said, from early in the game till now, and he's just been everywhere offensively and defensively, and involved in special teams is Nicholas Yingling.
Yep.
Sophomore receiver.
Number
linebacker.
20, Nicholas Yingling. Congratulations, our Millersport player of the game, brought to you by Bay Food Market. Let's go to our Fisher Catholic player of the game tonight, brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. Learn more at carriagecompany.com.
Well, this is where I have a difficulty. And I think there are 3 players that have just been absolutely outstanding.
I bet you I know the 3 you're talking about.
For Fisher, yeah. And if I flip a coin, it wouldn't. I think it'd all be great, whoever we chose, because I think Grant Kiefer, Hyde O'Reilly, and Simon Meserly.
Those were the 3 I was thinking too.
Have had absolutely great nights.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I still think the spirit of the team in the other 2 have a lot of that in them.
Right.
But Simon Meserly is a senior who's come back from 2 seasons not getting to play.
Yep.
And how he performed tonight, to me, Jared, is actually inspirational.
It definitely is. I agree with you. Number 8, Simon Meserly. Congratulations. He is our Fisher Catholic Player of the Game brought to you by the Carriage Company. There's a good look at Simon, and I can attest that just a fantastic person as well. And parents are over on the far side doing the chains. His dad, Joe, and his mom, Jennifer, takes a lot of pictures and still does chains as well. There's Simon. Come on, Simon, wait.
His mother's on the chains?
She does sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. She's got a camera right now. But
Okay, I see her.
But she sometimes does the chains with Joe. 3:01 and counting here in the ball game as a running clock is in effect. Pass is going to be completed out to the 25-yard line. And tackle made out there at the 44. Again, Stewart on the tackle. There's Joe Messerly.
It's a down marker. He wanted some time. He asked for some time. He's getting
didn't
it.
he?
Yeah,
He
he
did.
did.
That's Josh Messerly's cousin. Josh, there's Josh right in the middle. I mean, I can't keep track of all the Messerlys. There's so many of them.
There happen to be a few.
Second down and 1 for the Lakers. I believe playing quarterback now is Yingling, at least on that last play. Yes, it is Yingling. Little give and go, or a little, that's intercepted. And the brand new Fisher Catholic player, number 25, Dashel Neighbor, comes away with an interception. How about that?
Hear the crowd's reaction?
Look at the team. They're going nuts down there. They're going to get a penalty, too, but they're excited for Dashel. He's been practicing. You know, there's certain things that they have to do. They have to get their acclimation period in. He's been practicing. He went for several days without any pads. Then he's been in pads, and now he's first game action. And look what happens right here. Great job by Dashel to go up and get that one.
Yeah, he really played the ball well right there.
That's our Dagger Law replay there. There's his dad, I believe. Yeah, right there with the white Fisher hat on, sitting there. He's looking at the video on his camera on his phone now. How about that? Congratulations. 1st and 10 Irish, 1:35 to play in the ball game. Welsh, and we got a whistle and a flag, a delay of game on the Irish after the celebration. Irish lead at 33-2. Clock will roll down to 1:19 to play.
The Irish. 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line.
First down and 15 from the 38. Clock continues to roll. Welsh will send 3 receivers out to the far side, 1 down to the bottom with Joey Ellis right beside him. A high snap, and Welsh picks it up, and he's going to be tackled way back at the 18-yard line.
Gage Evans on the tackle.
Gage Evans, you hear that, made the tackle. We've called his name a lot tonight, too. As the clock rolls down to 35, and they may not even run another play. They might just let it run off. See what they decide to do. Clock down to 24. Down to 15, so on homecoming night, homecoming football game, homecoming dances tomorrow night, but Fisher Catholic going to come away with win number 2 on the season. A 33-2 victory over Millersport here from Fulton Field. I'll tell you what, though, honestly, you're going to see that score and see, that was a blowout. But really, I mean, all the way up to, midway through the 3rd quarter, it was a 12-0 game.
Yeah, just a situation where they took advantage of some turnovers and misplays by Millersport. Yeah. And, to give credit to Fisher, they turned them into points. When I talked to Coach Trinish this week, he said, honestly, to me, when he watched film, he said, I think Fisher Catholic is better than their record, but they've made a lot of mistakes that have cost them. He goes, right. But I think they're a better team than the record shows.
Yeah. Yeah, and really, they still, even tonight, in a 33-2 win, they still had way too many turnovers and penalties, and they've got to clean that up.
Well, they're unforced errors. Some you're going to have some mistakes. I mean, you know that in coaching.
Sure.
That it's not going to be perfect, but you have to eliminate the ones you control.
Yeah. And, of course, Millersport had their fair share, too. Now, you got to look at the fact that still freshmen and sophomores, many of them. One senior on this team, just a handful of juniors. But, this is a team that Coach Tranish has to be, happy with their effort day in and day out, Friday night after Friday night, still coming out. I mean, that's tough when you're losing every single game. But in the 2 games I've watched them, they have not once taken a play off. They work hard every play.
No, he said they've been very, very persistent and on task, and they're just learning, Jared. The curve is so big that there's so much to cover.
Let's go down to the field as the team gets ready to sing the alma mater with the student section and the band. Marion Royster standing by with Victoria's coach Luke Timmis.
Yep, here with head coach Luke Timmis. Luke, coach, started off a little slow, but once things got rolling, they kind of snowballed for you, and things were really good, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty terrible in the first half. We weren't happy at halftime. 8 penalties at halftime. We were shooting ourselves in the foot, killing drives. I mean, we get behind the sticks and get good play, but now it's 1st and 20 instead of 1st and 10. But we shored some things up at halftime, and they responded pretty well, pretty impressed. I mean, beginning of the second half, had some fumbles here and there, but they responded pretty well.
So speaking of that, you came out in the second half. It looked like you guys were going with some short passes earlier on, but took some deep shots in the second half and were able to convert on a couple of big plays there. Was that one of the game plan, that you saw at halftime that you come out and take advantage of?
That's what we saw. Made some adjustments at halftime, and that, I mean, with our skilled, like when we play, our skilled receivers and quarterback are pretty good, and that just opens up the running game too. I know Ethan had a pretty good game running the ball. As a freshman, he was pretty good.
So defensively, almost had a shutout there. Had the safety at the end, unfortunately, but defense did play really well tonight. I know, some people may say competition wasn't what you've been seeing, but, you still played really well. Is that something you can build on?
Yeah, definitely something we can build on. As I told the kids, I said, well, we can't have a 3-game winning streak at the end of the year without winning this game first. So they stepped up pretty well, especially our senior captain, Simon Messerly. He did pretty well.
He looked really good. As you said, a lot of skilled guys look great. So, you mentioned that, 3-game winning streak is what you're going to need. So 2 more, and you got 2, games left, and you're able to be successful. You can sneak into the playoffs. What's your thoughts on the rest of the season?
Momentum's a dangerous thing. So let's, we'll keep it rolling, hopefully. And I don't think we really need that much of a pep talk next week. I don't think both sides need a pep talk next week with us and Burn Union here. So it'll be a good game.
Should be a good one. We're looking forward to seeing it. Good luck to you the rest of the way, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Marion. Thanks a lot to Coach Timmis, and he's right. No pep talk needed next week. Burn Union right here, and if you're the Fisher Catholic Irish, there's no better way to go into that game than off of a win.
No, when you've struggled as they have, I mean it's a big pick-me-up, and they played well in the second half. Like I said, the first half was bad from the penalty situation, but the play wasn't bad.
Right.
The penalties were inhibiting them from doing exactly what they wanted. But the second half, they fine-tuned some things, had some big plays, and I just thought they pursued the football really well defensively tonight.
Hey, we're going to be back on the air next Friday night. It's Fair Week, but we're going to have a big Fairfield County matchup. Fairfield Union will be out at the Pit to take on the Aces of Amanda Clear Creek. We'll have all the action for you next Friday night right here. We hope you'll join us. Again, your final score tonight on a homecoming night at Fulton Field. Fisher Catholic beats Millersport 33-2. For our entire Interphase Video Productions crew and Marion Royster and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Toyota, Bay Food Market, Fairfield County Adam H., the Savings Bank, Sheridan Funeral Home, Fairfield Federal, Fairfield DD, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, The Carriage Company, Personal Touch Party Rentals, North Body Shop, Fairfield Medical Center, and Buckeye Lake Marina. This has been an IVP Sports production.
Are we taking you home?
No.
Who is?
My dad?
Are you here?
Not yet.